This PIAA Championship on PCN is brought to you in part by Alvernia University. The following is a PCN Sports presentation.
The fun continues at Hershey Park Stadium with the 3A Soccer Championships. The final title to be decided on the girls' side features District 1 champion Radnor and the two-time defending state champions in Mars out of the Whippeal. Good evening and welcome to our continuing coverage here on PCN. Christy Fulkerson and Cassie Schmidt here with you. It's been a couple of decades since the Raptors have advanced to this final game of the season. Been only 12 months for Mars, but both teams coming into today's contest with similar strategies.
Yeah, two teams that aren't necessarily putting up a whole lot of goals and a whole lot of numbers, but not necessarily needed, really. But two teams that also have a different strategy of kind of possessing for a little bit, using the entire width of the field, and then translating into hopefully some goal scoring.
And for this Radnor team, this is their first PIAA tournament berth since the year 2000, looking to take full advantage with 14 seniors on this roster. They're coming off 3 consecutive one-goal wins to get to this point, including a semifinal victory to punch their ticket here for the first time since 1999. There's a lot of girls that have had very strong seasons, and one of them is Emily Diatolo.
Yeah, the senior midfielder has 10 goals, 3 assists on the year. She's a 4-year starter and really a big leader for this team, playing so hard every minute of every game. Her first touch is impeccable, and really her awareness, especially knowing where her defenders are and her positioning on the field, and to mention too, she's great defensively. So what she can do defensively really translate into what she does offensively as well.
This, of course, is a Raptors team looking for their second PIAA crown in program history for the Fightin' Planets, in search of their third in as many seasons. Coming off a semifinal victory over Plum, 1-0. They have given up just 3 goals all season long, looking to continue that streak here on the stage with a third consecutive state championship game. Piper Caulfield has been one of those players, just a junior, but has made a huge difference for this team with 12 goals already.
Yeah, and 10 assists too. So what she's able to do offensively is sort of an all-around type of player. She's confident. She really enjoys taking players on and is confident in doing so. She really wants to have that responsibility of almost putting the team on her back in sort of situations. She actually moved from an outside back position to that forward position, but she's confident in what she does and confident in this team today as well.
The Fightin' Planets have not lost a game since November of 2018. We'll see if the unbeaten streak can continue tonight at Hershey Park Stadium, or if the Raptors will have the answer in the season finale. We've got the 3A Girls Championship game coming your way next on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
When you need care, you need it fast. But you need it done with a gentle hand. We make caring an active choice, so you feel it the moment you walk in the door. Or when you log in. Urgent caring means we always listen to your needs and put you at ease. No matter what you walk in for, we'll make getting better feel better. It's what we do, because every chance we get is a chance to show we care. MedExpress. Urgent caring.
Brought to you by Eastern Pennsylvania Youth Soccer, the provider of U.S. Soccer's national licenses for coaches statewide. Well-trained coaches lead to well-trained players. To further your coaching education, visit epysa.org. PCN invites you to explore Pennsylvania with us, one neighborhood at a time. Watch these upcoming Pennsylvania's neighborhood celebrations, featuring the people and places that make each community unique. Get more at PCNTV.com. Support PCN and the programming you love by texting PCN-TV to 877-907-9770. With your generous donation, PCN will continue to share everything Pennsylvania with you and your neighbors.
PCN brings you sports the way you want it, the way you expect it. For the best of PIAA sports, watch PCN. See the upcoming schedule at pcntv.com/sports. PCN is Pennsylvania Sports. Why would you go anywhere else?
We welcome you back to Hershey, Pennsylvania, getting set for kickoff between Radnor and Mars to decide the fourth and final girls championship game here in Chocolatetown. Teams coming out of District 1 and District 7 as champions meeting here in the season finale to decide gold and silver medals. It's a chilly night here in Chocolatetown, the wind picking up just a hair as the day has continued. The Raptors entering this game at 20-4, and the Fightin' Planets, the two-time defending champions, at 19-0-1, have not lost a game in 3+ years. It'll be interesting to see how it transpires between these two squads. Mentioned they don't give up much. Similar strategies in terms of how to attack the game. And both feel like their game plans are pretty strong heading in to the finale here tonight. We will send it down on the field now for starting lineups to get things going here at Hershey Park
Ladies
Stadium.
and gentlemen, on behalf of the PIAA and Hershey Entertainment and Resorts, welcome to Hershey Park Stadium and the 2021 Soccer Championships. In today's 3A girls final, they represent District 1, a record of 20 wins and 4 losses. Welcome the Raptors of Radnor High School. Their opponent, representing District 7, a record of 19 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie. Welcome the Fightin' Planets of Mars High School. Fans, please keep in mind athletics are an extension of the classroom. Actions meant to demean players, coaches, teams, spectators, and officials is not in the highest ideals of interscholastic education and will not be tolerated. Booing, taunting, profanity, and attempts to intimidate officials and opponents is unfriendly, unsportsmanlike, and unacceptable. Actions like these may result in a spectator being asked to leave this facility. The student athletes, coaches, and officials before you are giving you their very best. You should give them yours. Be loud, be proud, be positive. Sportsmanship, the only missing piece is you. Your officials for today's game are Jim Campbell, Jen McConnell, and Todd Grindle. And now let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. First off, for Radnor, their head coach, Jake Soderich, assisted by Diana Anders, Fabio Bevilacqua, and Jim Merkins. Here's the starting 11 for the Raptors. Starting in goal, sophomore wearing 00, Mallory Toomey. Senior number 37, Kate Bajucos. A senior number 14, Jolie Breedveld. Wearing number 40, senior Emily Diatolo. Senior number 8, Jane Diatolo. Senior number 10, Olivia Kelly. Senior number 39, Tellian Schwartz. Wearing number 16, junior Edie McKenzie. Junior number 25, Sydney O'Shea. A sophomore number 30, Salah Kolith. Freshman number 13, Ivy Chaskelson. The Raptors of Radnor High School. And now here is the starting lineup for Mars. Their head coach, Blair Gerlach, assisted by Joe Hafner, Greg Helsel, and Blair Proti. Here's the starting lineup for the Fightin' Planets. Starting in goal, senior wearing number 29, Megan Bodie. Senior number 21, Allie Cooper. Wearing number 4, senior Liana Kuzakreya. Junior number 5, Piper Caulfield. Correction, number 11. Junior number 19, Reese Dunaway. Wearing number 22, junior Brooke Hamlet. A junior number 12, Gwen Howe. Number 34, a junior Eva Rinaldi. A junior number 2, Maddie Wolf. Sophomore wearing number 3, Addison Girdwood. Sophomore number 32, Ainsley Ray. The Fightin' Planets of Mars High School. At this time, please rise and direct your attention to the left of the scoreboard as we honor our country with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Moments away from kickoff between two teams vying for the AAA championship here at Hershey Park Stadium. The Radnor Raptors in white making their first tournament appearance since 2000 when they lost in the first round. This is their second ever championship appearance, the last time in 1999 when they won the title. Their first from Delaware County to make a finals berth since 2002 when Strathaven did it. And on the flip side, there's a look at Blair Gerlach and the Fightin' Planets, who have been here back-to-back years. 3 straight appearances, looking for a 3rd consecutive title.
You know, and after talking to Coach Blair Gerlach, really what he said is, yeah, we're making another appearance, but it is a different team. We lose some important players, Ellie Caulfield, Grace Dunaway, just to name a few. And what they did was provide an offensive kind of firepower for this team, where this team here in 2021 for Mars is a little more inclusive of getting everybody involved and it being more of a team effort. You have your leading scorers and things like that, but what they do well is work so well as a team.
Ellie Caulfield's playing at Pitt. Gracie Dunaway is at Purdue. They lost 6 senior starters, a handful more overall. There is Megan Bodie, senior goalie for the Fightin' Planets. She will get things going in the first half. They have split all season long. Coach said she likes to be in the middle of the action. She's not afraid of contact, so an aggressive player in the back for the Fightin' Planets. And on the flip side for the Radnor Raptors, Mallory Toomey, a sophomore goalie, 13 shutouts on the season. She has played every minute of every game for the Raptors coming into today.
Yeah, and even Toomey's a little more on the aggressive side, I think, as well. Just wants to get involved in the play in any which way she can, and also preventing anything from really happening on the flip side. So 2 really athletic and outstanding goalkeepers in the net on both sides.
The Raptors moving from left to right in the white jerseys here on this Saturday evening, and the Fightin' Planets in blue moving from right to left.
As always, a feeling out period, but I think for Radnor, what they do so well is applying pressure early and often. And so you already see them kind of getting over their half of the field in just the opening minute, and they're going to continue that pretty much throughout this entire game and try to put this back line for the Fightin' Planets under pressure.
Jane Diatolo, sister of Emily, we talked about to open our broadcast, pushing that one to the far corner of the field. Nicely defended, quick clear, coming out of the back, getting the ball just past midfield. Tellian Schwartz tracking back. It will be a throw-in, though, for the Fightin' Planets as they keep the pressure on. Looking to play fast, and that one will roll over the end line off the foot of Allie Cooper.
And I think if you're Mars, you want to do the same thing, right? You want to see if you can apply that pressure early on this back line. 2 defenses that don't really allow a lot of goals, haven't all season long. Mars only allowing 3 during this 2021 season. So you know it's going to take a lot to be able to break through these defenses and get past some outstanding goalkeeping as well.
Liana Kuzakrea looking to shield that ball over the line, and they'll say she touched it last, so the Raptors will come away with possession. Quick throw. Making the safe drop back pass. Not a whole lot of time. Fightin' Planets good at that, keeping the pressure on in all areas of the field. Kuzakrea with the drop back pass this time, cleared out by Gwen Howell.
2 very composed teams. You know, you're going to see pressure early and often on both sides, and it's going to seem hectic almost, but the way that these teams play and the programs in general are very composed. They're not going to let anything or any moment be too big for them, and they're going to kind of keep pushing no matter the result and no matter goals when and if they come. So two teams that definitely know what they're doing, regardless of the last time they've been in a state final.
9 upperclassmen in the starting lineup for Mars, looking to three-peat. Got 6 seniors and a pair of juniors for Radnor on the field to get things going. Head coach Jake Solderich for the Raptors telling us his senior class decided early on. They took the lead, set some goals, and this was one of them. You know, we're going to be a team that's going to make the difference and make some program history, and they've done that already by getting here today.
Yeah, and actually a lot of that, too, came from the fact that a couple players for Radnor was on the state championship team for lacrosse and girls lacrosse, and they were able to sort of see what it took, how much grit it really provided for you to be able to get to a level like a state championship. Obviously a different sport, but nonetheless, it takes a certain type of sort of grit and composure and the way that you play throughout a state playoff tournament to be able to get to that level. So really the leadership from this team from top to bottom, and especially those seniors, have really allowed them to be as successful as they are as a program.
Quick movement off the back line by the Fightin' Planets, moving things through the midfield. Looking for that give and go. The opportunity interrupted, however. Raptors taking their space. Diatolo gets around one. She's got space on the near side, opts to go to the far corner. Defended nicely by Reese Dunaway.
Yeah, really good job there by Reese to thwart any effort coming off the foot of Chaskelson. And she's Dunaway's obviously been a really good defender for this Mars defense, a leader back there for the Fightin' Planets, and things look like it's going to quickly turn the other way in favor of the Raptors, but just a really patient job of defending and putting a stop to that.
Corner kick coming up for Radnor. To the top of the box, just sneaks through on the bounce. We'll try the drop back pass, booted up by Sydney O'Shea into the corner, looking to keep that one in play and just kind of running out of real estate.
Yeah, you'd like to see them get on the end of that a little bit better. It kind of bounced a few too many times for my liking. Some opportunities there right at the top of the box, just unable to convert.
Raptors keeping the pressure on again, looking for that through pass to McKenzie, knocked away. Nice quick two-time by Diatolo. Emily into the middle for Bajukos. Great combination play, great movement off the ball right now. Shot over the top from Diatolo. A scramble in the box, and we're going to have a whistle, and it'll be a free kick coming out for the Fightin' Planets.
Yeah, but the pressure, exactly what we expected from this Radnor team. Coming from a lot of different angles. Here it is again. It's a good ball inside. Nicely defended, though, by Gwen Howell to be the first to it. She'll get on the second effort as well. Just gets a trip up there.
Emily Diatolo, All Central League first team. Looking to control things in the midfield. Nice move by Chaskelson to open some space, looking to the far side. Kolith getting inside the box, shoots near post. First goal of the game goes to the Raptors.
Wow, and what a great job there by Kolith just to stay with the ball. It was defended so nicely, and I didn't think she was going to be able to continue on with that play. I really thought the defender was going to stop her in her tracks, but Kolith did a great job of staying on it, and just a toe poke was all she needed there for the first goal of this game.
Sayla Kolith, the sophomore, with her 9th goal of the season to put Radnor on the board. Less than 6 minutes into this championship contest.
Taking a look at it again with the ball at her foot, confident with the back, and then just kind of powers her way right through. A really good move on the ball, sees the space she has, and it closed down on her pretty quick. Even the keeper coming out to try and make a stop, but does the right thing and pokes it on through.
Love the confidence to make that move, take on a defender, and see what might happen. And that's what you want to see out of a team that hasn't been here in a couple of decades, going against the two-time defending champs, not intimidated at all.
And that's the thing, is I feel like the big question mark was Radnor being a team that has not been here in quite a long time. Mars comfortable with this stage and what they've been able to do as a program in the last 2 to 3 seasons. And again, the moment just not too big for the Raptors.
Nice job by Piper Caulfield to draw the corner kick coming from the far side. Immediate response as Addison Girdwood, the sophomore, will head over to serve up the corner. Exactly what you would expect from the Fightin' Planets, a response to come within the next minute after a goal is being scored. Let's see if they can capitalize here. Here is Girdwood in a really dangerous spot. It bounces and the shot is over the crossbar. Yeah, that was really close, and they had a lot of players getting on the end of that. It looked like that one was Gwen Howell from the defender coming all the way up, seeing if she can score a goal and find the equalizer. And taking a look at it again, it's a good ball in by Addison Girdwood. It bounces. Howell actually was the first to get on, and then it looked like it was Madeline Wolf going for the second option. Love the idea to kind of crash the net front. It just took an odd hop off of Howell's shin. And Toomey, a sigh of relief maybe after that one went over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So the Raptors with a 1-goal lead. The Fightin' Planets, though, with possession ever since. Allie Cooper working in the corner on 2 defenders, pushing her way through, able to slip it into the box and cleared away.
Yeah, Cooper, a really talented player for the Mars team, and she's been really effective, especially as of late. She's a player that is not afraid to take defenders on one-on-one. You saw her taking a few on, finding herself in the corner, I think trying to get maybe a corner kick out of it in that situation, just nicely defended by the Raptors.
Back they come again. That's Sydney O'Shea looking to get it back to midfield, headed by Kuzukrea, senior midfielder, one of the returning starters for this Mars team. And there's the long boot to midfield. Howell, the first one to it. Tracked down by Chaskelson. She'll drop it back, make the easy pass. Kuzukrea looking to regain control.
And in this moment now, too, being down a goal, that's exactly who you're going to look to. Your leaders, your senior leadership, those that have experience on a stage like a state championship, and they're going to be the ones to help kind of lead you through this adversity and hopefully get you an equalizing goal.
Line up another throw. It's a long one, gets by everybody. Olivia Kelly coming over. Trying to establish possession. Diatolo with a nice give and go pass with her sister. Looking for another through ball, does not connect. Bit of a push from behind, and that's going to be an easy call for the official.
That was a great run, though, on the outside there, made by Edie McKenzie, who was wide open, waiting for the pass, just couldn't slip it through.
Ainsley Ray just coming in to try to get herself involved and maybe slow down the play. Long boot coming in. Keeper has to come out, knocks it up, but not out of harm's way until it is finally over the end line. Will be a goal kick coming out.
Ooh, super dangerous there. I think the right decision, however, made by Megan Bodie just to come out and be the first to it, punches it out of the air and makes it difficult for someone to find the second chance opportunity, and luckily just goes out of bounds there and over the end line. Taking a look at it again, the punch, and it looks like they might get something on it. That was Kate Pajukos trying to get ahead on it, finding the second goal for the Raptors, but unable to convert.
She'd love to have a couple more inches there to be able to maybe redirect that one on frame, but love the effort.
Like that one.
10.5 minutes into this first half, and the early takeaways are that these two teams are evenly matched, yes, but they play a fast-paced game. It is back and forth. No lulls in this one so far.
No, without a doubt. I mean, just in terms of the skill and how fast the players are individually, but the way the offenses really move, the connections happen so quickly. They move out of the back, they build from the back, connect through the midfield, and then immediately look towards the outside for their forwards. And the forwards, credit to them, they're making a lot of really dangerous runs. And they've been able to find them really on both sides of the ball, though.
Ava Davis into the game with a dangerous cross in front, and nearly the equalizer coming off the foot of Caulfield.
That was close, and even from our angle, it almost looked like it was going to find the back of the net.
Knocked away, and Radnor looking to continue the clear, and it looks like Lewis is injured on the play. She just came in as a substitute, and she is down on the near side of the field. They'll have to stop the game.
Yeah, maybe just stepped on or got clipped. It wasn't there at that point. Might have been here in the second chance opportunity when she was looking for the rebound. Yeah,
looks like
holding the top of her foot, so maybe just got stepped on. Never feels good to be stepped on with a cleat, I can tell you that.
Looks like a sub came on in the form of Lily Wolf, but Lewis is still on the actual playing field, so
yeah, I'm gonna try to get her off.
Try to help her off. Yep. Hopefully she is okay. Nearly able to set up the game-tying goal immediately upon entering this one.
Yeah, you really, if you're Mars, you really love to see that energy and spark come immediately from Lewis, and she did a great job, again, as you mentioned, setting up that play and almost Caulfield finding a goal there, but hopefully now another player will be able to provide that spark for Mars.
McKenzie with the long ball along the right flank as Howell tracks back for it. Will play it to Bodie. She's got company, however, wisely boots it away. Pressure coming from the Raptors. Over the head of Diatolo. Passes it to herself.
Might as well, right? Doing a good job with it at my feet. I'm gonna keep it there.
Do a nice job of keeping possession, collecting the ball.
A player that really runs this midfield for the Raptors. You know, not only is she a great skilled player with the ball at her foot and, of course, not afraid to take players on herself as an individual, but really sets things up. She's got great vision on the field and can see where her players are making the runs, and that's a credit to the runs being made, but her being able to find them and distribute as well as she does, as consistent as she does, is special.
Dunaway looking to come along in transition with Caulfield along that sideline, knocked away by Tellian Schwarz. Nice quick turn there by Cooper. Just nowhere to go with the ball except to Toomey. Toomey looking to switch fields as she punts this one away. Under 27 to play here in the opening half of the AAA Girls Championship. Sun starting to set here at Hershey Park Stadium. There's Koleth, has the game's only goal, looking to distribute that time, potentially hoping to connect with Chaskelson. Here's Diatolo with 2 on. And able to keep it in play is McKenzie. Good pressure deep in the end there by the Raptors.
Yeah, McKenzie did a really good job there, not giving up on the play. She continued to press forward, and because of that, gets a deep throw in here for the Raptors.
There you see Jake Solderich in his 6th season with the Radnor Raptors. They are 20-4. He is a graduate of the school in 2000, which we mentioned as the last time this program was here in the state finals. Seeing it a little bit differently now as head coach. Said the progress has certainly been building, and he credits his senior leadership for, first of all, setting the goal and then following it up. Here they are bidding for their 2nd of the day. Here's Koleth challenging in that offensive third of the field once again.
And so far, what I really like to see from the Raptors is how they've defended even in the offensive third.
Quick transition now from the Fightin' Planets, and Mallory Toomey will have to come out and clear that away.
Yeah, good decision there. She saw that she was able to get a jump on it, get to the ball first there, get to it before the Mars player Lily Wolf did, and it was a good decision to come off her line there in that moment.
Here's a look at Blair Gerlach in his 15th season with the Fightin' Planets. 266 wins with the girls program, 340 overall. Spent 6 years with the boys, so 21 in total with Mars. On quite a stretch right now. 61-game unbeaten streak for the Fightin' Planets, going back 3+ years to the quarterfinal round of the state tournament in 2018. We said, does your team feel comfortable being back in the state final a 3rd straight year? You got that confidence. He said, I wish they had a little more confidence. In fact, they're a little bit too humble at times, but of course you want to continue the winning tradition, continue, you know, what those that have come before you have done. And he said he's got a great group of kids, and the hard work has been evident to be able to return for a 3rd straight year.
Without a doubt. I mean, getting here alone is definitely something great in itself for your program. But yeah, a different group, like I mentioned earlier in the game, this time around for the Fightin' Planets. And again, what you said, a little bit more humble on the side of things, a little less confident. That comes too with some inexperience as the game goes on and as the seasons go on. They just obviously get more confident, and you'd like to see that a lot here more from Mars tonight.
James Campbell, Jennifer McConnell, and Todd Grindle your officials for tonight's contest. Chaskelson trying to set up the game-tying goal here.
Really was a good look there, looking for Piper Caulfield there on the right side, just unable to get it past the back line of the Raptors.
Mars no stranger to close games, that's for sure. Coming off back-to-back 1-0 victories in the quarterfinals and semifinals over Montour and Plum. Mentioned they've only given up 3 goals all year, one of them coming against Plum in the Whippeal championship game. First school to three-peat twice are the Fightin' Planets in that department out in District 7.
And for Radnor, you have to be pretty happy about the fact that you scored so you scored so early in this game, and you put yourself in a good position to win the game. But you score early on a defense that has not allowed a lot of goals. Taking a look at the replay again, this one called on Chaskelson. I'm not too sure about that. I thought it was a good 50-50 battle, but Jukos just ends up falling.
Well, she ended up on top too, so if you're the official, right?
Guess it has to go that way.
Gotta go one way, right? Throw in on the far side for the Raptors. Breedveld. Got numbers looking in the middle there for Olivia Jacobs. Big boot from Wolf. Gets to about midfield, looking to break through. Very fast team in transition. Looking to combine along the sideline here. Ainsley Ray. Brooke Hamlet pushing it forward, looking for Girdwood, and that'll be an offside call from the far official. Good opportunity and good idea, I guess you could say, for the Fightin' Planets.
Yeah, that really must have been pretty close, too, because I thought she was sort of sitting in front of her defender unless she came back and then kind of got in the right position here. Taking a look at it again. Oof. I don't know if that really was offsides. She waited for the ball to be played, and then that's when she sort of started to make her run past the defender. Game of inches sometimes.
And perspective. We all have a different one, depending where we're sitting and how many replay angles we get to look at, right? Throw in from the near side from Girdwood, or Gertie as she's known by her teammates. Sophomore midfielder has had a fantastic season. Assisted on the game-winning goal in the semifinal. Yeah, coach really liking her as a player, especially what she's been able to bring to the table so early in her career. And because she is so young, you have to know the ceiling is quite high for Addison Girdwood and what she's able to kind of grow and mature as the seasons go on. Looking, Ray was initially to kind of keep the tempo up there. Got a substitute coming in, Cooper, back into the game. Long throw right to her, heads it forward. Looking for Caulfield, bounces in the box. Nice battle, Caulfield though by herself, drops it out. Ainsley Ray back to the middle. Got some space on the far side and finally cleared away. Yeah, great job. A collective effort there on defense, not just from the back line. You saw Coleth sort of track back and be that extra defender on the far side, and the way that they worked together, moved from left to right and just kept everything in front of them. Didn't let Caulfield get through, didn't let a few passes get through the back line, so a job well done there by the Raptors defense. Bending but not breaking. This is a very dangerous Mars team. Ray looking to switch fields, finding some space along the right flank now. Quick give and go. Great place ball, looking for Caulfield. Hits her right in stride, and that one knocked away for the throw-in. Yeah, the defense right now is just playing a really great game for Radnor. That time it was Julia Breedveld. Here is Ray, combination with Caulfield. One-timed out of harm's way. And headed on. The effort continuing there. And it'll come right back in on a free kick, pushing call. Yeah, that one kind of unfortunate here. She comes in, she definitely nicks her in the back there and kind of gets her from behind, and so an easy call there. Opportunity off the head of Allie Cooper, just goes wide and high.
Really continuing to press, which of course if you're Mars, you need to keep doing. You don't want to slow down in any which way, and they haven't. They really have responded nicely so far since the goal has been scored.
Looking to find a way to tie this one. Just over 18 minutes to play in the opening half. The official going to come over and have a chat with Olivia Jacobs. Girdwood will take another throw as Mars continues to press. Here's Kuzakrea. Diatolo in defense, steals it away. Nice tackle. Continuing effort here along the near sideline.
Yeah, really good job defensively, and now they are in transition, which is something that they are very dangerous at doing.
Sister-to-sister connection. They do not have numbers in terms of advantage, but what a ball through to that far side. Wow, what a run by the Raptors there, just immediately connecting a couple of quick passes to possibly score the game's second goal.
Yeah, and Jane Diatolo does a really good job. I mean, she stays patient. She waits for the run to develop. It does develop. This is a great job by Gwen Howell to be able to track back and get there first. But again, just a really, really dangerous play from Radnor.
Far corner of the field. Radnor looking to continue the pressure. They started very quick in transition. We talk about the fast-paced game that we've seen so far. Continuing at both ends as Kolith winding up for her, looking for a second goal, winding up there. It is knocked away, and we're going to have a whistle before a potential second opportunity on the pass forward. Offside call with 16 and a half to play in the opening 40 minutes of action in this AAA Girls Championship game. Two teams used to playing in close one-goal games. The Raptors winning all three tournament games in that fashion. 1-0 against Greencastle Antrim, a 2-1 double OT game. Northwestern Lehigh, followed by a win over Archbishop Ryan to punch their ticket to today. And another pushing call, free kick coming in for the Raptors.
So far, Raptors have just kind of been dominating in this part of the game. They've defended really well, but the way they've kind of executed in their final third has been very, very clean.
Jane Diatolo on the delivery there on the restart, unable to connect with a teammate. Ball bouncing in the midfield, teams battling for control. Touched through by Kelly. Right back at him, Fighting Planets. Raptors doing a nice job of finding the easy pass, the open space, and not taking too long to make decisions, which has been crucial in terms of being able to penetrate Mars at times.
Yeah, and really just finding the open space, and that's a credit to the runs being made and getting open, of course, but they just seem to be open all over the place.
Sydney O'Shea working to move the ball into the box. An opportunity, the shot knocked off a defender's face. That was off the foot of Diatolo.
Yeah, that was Ava Rinaldi taking one for the team, quite literally, and possibly stopping another goal. Job well done by the Mars defense to sort of stick with it there, stay composed throughout what was a very dangerous situation. Diatolo staying with it, getting the shot off, and again, just well defended there by Ava Rinaldi.
Officials have been busy these last couple of minutes. Mars pushing up, looking for an opportunity here. Chance to find the equalizer. Gwen Howell, center back, pushing up to deliver the free kick. It's a good one from the junior, getting over everybody, and that's a tough one to handle for Mallory Toomey, just tall enough to make the save.
Yeah, and you almost thought it was going to go high and over the hands of Toomey, but she's tall enough, I guess, to be able to make that play. It's a high bouncing ball, times it right, and Toomey makes the save nonetheless. And she really needed to get a foot on that too, because that was Reese Dunaway coming in a very dangerous spot, looking for the one touch and the goal.
Lila Wallace working hard along that left sideline, actually now heading off the field as Chaskelson will return. Junior nearly able to get a couple of solid shots off. Throw in from Breedveld. And cleared away from that right defensive position down the sideline once again.
That was a great stop there by the Radnor defender. She really was one-on-one, last man standing, and was able to win that ball, get it first, and get it out of a very difficult situation.
Drop back pass to Hamlet, tough to handle. No harm though, just a throw in coming now for the Raptors. First one to it is Mars. Girdwood just misses. Diatolo up the middle. Bajukos to the outside. Kolith running on with two defenders. One times it into the box, knocked away by Madeline Wolf.
Yeah, looking for Bajuko there, just to fight and plan it, getting to it first, but still with the ball are the Raptors.
Diatolo looking to get that to Kolith, and it will roll over the end line for a goal kick.
Not without an A+ effort from Kolith, though, looking to almost save it, and she really almost does there, but again, it's a situation where they seem to just be coming from all angles of the field, whether it's starting in the midfield or coming from the flanks on the outside, or the way they've worked centrally through the midfield and up to their forwards. They've just been dangerous on the attack. That is the Raptors.
Talk about Radnor's head coach and Jake Solderich. We asked if there was a game this year that you point to and would like a repeat effort of that. He said the District 1 championship game against Villa Joseph Marie was huge. They beat the Gems 3-0, and if you've been following state title games the last few years, Villa Joseph Marie has been here in quite a few. They were the 10-time defending district champions, and he said Kolith had a pair of goals, Jacobs had a goal, some younger players stepping up and finding the back of the net, but a complete team effort, and maybe one of those wins that gives you the confidence in a game like this at the championship level.
I was going to say, you know, first and foremost, you get the win, which is obviously the most important thing, right? And you get a complete team effort out of it, but it's the confidence factor. Sometimes you need one or two games at the end of the season. It could be a regular season finale, a district championship. It's usually one of those games that come for you that really kind of propels you into what the back half of the season is and into the postseason. And those wins in those games really are important for programs.
Mars working again along that far sideline. That was Dunaway, putting it into the box. Just a plethora of defenders not allowing them to penetrate.
Bryn Ramsey trying to get something for Mars that go around, and again, it just seems like they can't penetrate past the back line. They get in dangerous spots and they are able to get to the corners of the field and on the flanks, but anything centrally, Radnor has done a really nice job of putting a stop to it.
Jacobs with a nice play there to Chaskelson, back out to Jacobs, tracked down though by Brooke Hamlet. And she will do a fantastic job to not give up a corner kick.
Yeah, good job there by Hamlet, just kind of shielding her out of bounds, making sure the ball goes out, and they get a 6 kick out of it, but really another dangerous position for Radnor to be in.
Down to 10 minutes in this opening half. Then a very even battle between these two teams. No surprise when you get to the state championship game.
And it's been back and forth. It almost seems like, all right, Radnor's going to get up the field, get a shot, or get something going that way, but Mars always seems to respond and come back the other way, and they've really used the whole field. They go kind of from one end to the other, both teams with some pretty good chances in this one.
I think for Mars, too, they really like to get into a rhythm in terms of combination play and kind of building the play from the back, and Radnor's done a good job at breaking that up. If they get one chance, they're not getting 2 and 3 and 4, and they're not back to back to back. It's back and forth. You're spending a lot of energy pushing up offensively, tracking back on the defensive end, so more so going towards the Raptors game plan here in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, and sometimes it also comes down to of taking just advantage of the opportunity you had. Radnor had something early, and they just capitalized in that moment. And in these games, in state championship games, especially against a defense like Mars, you're not going to score 2, 3, 4 goals. So when an opportunity presents itself, you really have to take advantage.
That's a good point. Only the 4th goal scored in 21 games, not quite 21 games yet. Raptors looking to switch fields over to Coleth. Stepping through that is Howell. Caulfield, I apologize. Piper Caulfield using her body to force her way through. The junior looking to get something going for the Fightin' Planets.
Yeah, and she's really the one to do it, right? Coach Blair Gerlach telling us that if you need someone to provide that spark, you need someone to sort of do it for you and be that coach on the field and get something going for your team. Piper Caulfield is the player that wants to do that, wants to be that for your team and represent the team in taking control. And sometimes you need a player like that, and then the team kind of follows suit. So if you're Caulfield, you want to provide that energy, that spark, get something going. And then if you're the rest of the Fightin' Planets, you definitely want to follow suit.
Talked about moving Caulfield into that midfield role this year, taking the spot of Gracie Dunaway, who's of course at Purdue. So big shoes to fill, you could say, but Caulfield has been up to the task and has enjoyed taking advantage of a more offensive role.
Mars trying to really use the width of the field. However, they turn it over right in the center.
Diatolos combined. Coleth just mishitting on the pass there, looking to split the defense.
A rare mishandle by Diatola there in the center.
Some space on the run for the Fightin' Planets. Reese Dunaway looking to break through, is stopped short. Ainsley Ray chipping in on that transition and will quickly make the throw. Knocked out of bounds for another throw in for the Planets.
Can you pin them here? Can you keep them in this final third, in their defensive half, and see if you can really just get something going? And a lot of times, too, you just want some momentum, right, for you and your team headed into halftime, and you want to put Radnor on its heels a bit.
There is Howell. Lots of speed coming from Chaskelson, trying to make those passes more difficult than they need to be. Coleth forcing the turnover. She makes the drop back pass. Long ball with the left foot. Knocked to the far sideline for Caulfield. Defended by Coleth. Getting some help defense. That one nearly poked away by Bajukas.
They've made good connections. They really have done well in their first 2 to 3 connections, but it's kind of that final one where they lose a little focus and can't convert and then end up having a turnover, which for the Raptors, they will definitely take and use in transition.
Both teams have had their stretches where they've combined 4 and 5 and 6 passes, but what's interesting too, some of them aren't making up a whole ton of ground. You're forced to go horizontally, you're forced to find that space, and both teams have been really good at keeping the pressure on, so you don't have a whole lot of time to deliver any sort of home run balls or force yourself through in penetration. That'll be a kick as Kuzakrea draws the foul.
And that's okay. Sometimes you don't need to have a big, long ball. Taking a quick look at the replay here on the foul, just a bit of a push there on the back of Kuzakrea. But for Mars, it's kind of exactly what they want to do. They want to find the connections and use the width. And by doing that, it opens up space. It allows the defense to sort of separate. And then that creates holes and openings for the forwards to get a through ball in.
Great extra effort by Madeline Wolf to get that through to Girdwood. The drop pass for Bryn Ramsey, chips it over the top, but not a whole lot behind that shot as Toomey is able to clean it up off the hop.
Yeah, and it's a good job there by Mars, too. Again, that one started off the foot of Reese Dunaway, but it really comes from the fact that number 32, Ainsley Ray, makes that angled cutting pass, or that angled run kind of across the way the back line has been moving. So you have to follow Ray. You bring a defender with you, you open up some space in the center, and then that allows some movement to go centrally, and they were able to get a shot off. If you're Radnor, you definitely are okay with that ball coming from as far out as it was.
To go back to what we were talking about in terms of possession, you can see Mars looking to try to slip one past the defense, maybe go over the top. A lot of the play has been right here in the midfield for the majority of this first half. You're forced to play horizontally. Obviously, the goal is to go north and south to try to get some attempts on goal.
Yeah, it's two very strong midfields, though, so you expect it to sort of be a battle of the midfields in this one, and it really has been so far. There's so much skill and technical skill on both sides of the ball, so it's really just going to come down to who can possess a little longer, and because of the movement off the ball, who's just going to be a little bit more dangerous.
Diatolo passing it inside, and immediately met by a pair of defenders is Sabina Arasso. Corner kick coming up for the Raptors with just over 3 minutes to go in this first half.
Yeah, good job. And the continuing pressure that Radnor has put on this Mars defense has been outstanding. I mean, they're putting them under so much pressure just constantly, and they've been able to respond so far, but if that just keeps coming, it's a lot of opportunities being created.
Here's Jane Diatolo on the service to the far post, making connection, is a teammate, but it is wide of the goal. Not sure if that was her sister or one of the players pushed up from the back. There is Emily. She was in on the action, creating some havoc there inside the box.
Yeah, and it's a good ball in. It finds the back post, and that's exactly what you want from your team. Taking a look at it once more, the ball inside, just getting over everybody. Almost gets with Sis there, but just missing it. I believe that one was Schwartz. A defender for the Raptors, trying to get in on the scoring action.
Reese Dunaway coming back into the game for the Planets, as Caulfield will wait on the throw.
Big throw here from Piper Caulfield.
Down to 2 minutes. Planets would love to find that equalizer here before the halftime buzzer.
They've been a little more effective in their final third. However, their game is not the long ball and run onto it. It's really about possessing and connecting in the midfield and moving from right to left to then open up some space and connect there. So they can't get out of their game plan, that's for sure.
Hamlet, Howell, Dunaway combining to switch fields. Kuzakrea battling for possession. Piper Caulfield coming away with it. Two defenders trailing, looks to push it forward. That one knocked away by Julie Breedfeld.
Yeah, just the one-on-one defending too on that back line has been great from the Raptors.
Here's Diatolo pushing it forward off the foot of McKenzie. Knocked away. Howell looking to track it down with Koloth coming.
McKenzie and Arasso just trying to get something going there in another dangerous spot yet again.
Smart play to switch fields. This is Jacobs with the long boot. Knocked down again at midfield. Makes another clean play. Down to the final 42 seconds. McKenzie with some space along the right flank. Got two defenders collapsing, is able to get the cross off over one teammate, headed away by Kuzakrea. Howell coming back to help as well.
Yeah, that's a great ball inside, though. That just goes over the defender and flops itself in a dangerous spot inside the middle of the 18-yard box, but nobody there to get on it.
Olivia Kelly tracking back, keeping it in play temporarily as the final seconds tick down. Mars looking to maybe get a shot on goal before the buzzer. Allie Cooper with the ball at her foot and defended nicely by the Raptors in the final seconds.
Yeah, just when you needed to, right there in the waning seconds of this first half, defended once again very nicely by the Raptors.
So after 40 minutes of soccer, Radnor, the District 1 champions, with a 1-goal lead over the two-time defending state champs. We've got 40 more minutes of soccer coming your way. Keep it here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
This PIAA Championship on PCN is brought to you in part by Alvernia University.
Because. 2 syllables, 7 letters, so much meaning. Because is an explanation, an answer to the question, why? It connects where we've been to where we're going. And at Highmark, the road ahead is altogether new. We are reinventing healthcare because it can be simpler, smoother, because it can do more. Get ready for healthcare that goes beyond care. Because life. Highmark, Blue Shield.
Alvernia University and Reading Collegetown, now offering 3 new engineering majors or enhanced business and communications programs, plus one of the largest athletic departments in Division III for both men's and women's sports. Learn more at alvernia.edu.
A lot has changed since 1932.
But one thing that hasn't is Faulkner's commitment to Central PA.
Our organization is built on values like honesty, integrity, and trust.
Our prices are low and transparent.
Our buying experience is fast and easy.
And we're active in the community, supporting our friends and neighbors at charitable events, local games, and fundraisers. We remain committed to you and our community, to be sure.
Ever wonder what it's like to live in Crawford County, Pennsylvania? Join us in December to uncover every corner of a region rich with history, culture, nature, all waiting for you in Crawford County. Explore the Keystone State with PCN, one neighborhood at a time. Watch Pennsylvania's Neighborhood, Crawford County, December 13th through the 17th. Visit PCNTV.com for more. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
PCN is proud to bring you Farm Show TV coverage this January 8th through the 15th. Get more information at PCNTV.com. We welcome you back live to Hershey Park Stadium. Soccer championships continuing here on PCN. You're looking at the Radnor Raptors, who have a 1-goal lead here after 40 minutes of soccer. The District 1 champion scoring in the 6th minute of this game. But it's been a great back-and-forth battle, as we've come to expect. 2 very evenly matched teams here tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's really been back and forth, up and down the field. Both teams really getting their chances early and often. This one was the first one, though. Solith just powering through all of the defenders and able to poke it right by the keeper there for the game's only goal, the first and right now the last. But then, you know, they were able to get some things going, Mars was, especially in the latter half of that first half, just kind of unable to convert. That time, that was Radnor almost putting away a second off a corner kick, but again, like we mentioned, 50-50. Kind of expect more of the same in the second.
Yeah, Sayla Colith with her 9th of the season, the sophomore with the only one finding the back of the net so far in this one. We're 40 minutes down, 40 more to go. If there's a key in the second half, what do you think it is?
Really not too much needs to change from either team. I think for Mars, the biggest thing is connecting a bit more. They did a really good job in the latter half of the first of making really strong runs and dangerous runs, and that opened more space for the forwards to get on the end of things and opened space to take some shots as well. So I think Mars just needs to continue to push forward and do what they do best in creating that wide open space, using the width of the field, as head coach Blair Gerlach really talked to us about before the game. On the other side for Radnor, I think the pressure has been what's been most dangerous from the forwards and the offensive attack in the midfield. So if they continue that, you have to believe some more chances will come their way for the Raptors too.
There is Coach Gerlach looking to drop a game plan for the final 40 minutes. We've got more AAA Girls Soccer Championship action coming your way next on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
When you need care, you need it fast. But you need it done with a gentle hand. We make caring an active choice, so you feel it the moment you walk in the door. Or when you log in. Urgent caring means we always listen to your needs and put you at ease. No matter what you walk in for, we'll make getting better feel better. It's what we do, because every chance we get is a chance to show we care. MedExpress. Urgent caring.
Join our guests for insights on issues impacting local government and the citizens of Pennsylvania. Created by the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs, Inside Pennsylvania Boroughs connects you to legislation and policy that will affect you and your family. Your host, Chris Kapp, and his guests discuss current affairs that matter to you most. Connect with your state by tuning into Inside Pennsylvania Boroughs on Sundays here on PCN.
I'm Dave Williams, your host here in Pennsylvania Country Roads. Come join me as we travel throughout the countryside of Pennsylvania, places that you love to see, the people you love to meet, and of course, the many wonderful things that go on in our state. All this and much more every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on PCN TV.
A lot has changed since 1932.
But one thing that hasn't is Faulkner's commitment to Central PA.
Our organization is built on values like honesty, integrity, and trust.
Our prices are low and transparent.
Our buying experience is fast and easy.
And we're active in the community, supporting our friends and neighbors at charitable events, local games, and fundraisers. We remain committed to you and our community, to be sure.
For over 35 years, the Emmy Award-winning Weather World has provided in-depth statewide forecasts that you won't find anywhere else. Weather World gives you more than just tomorrow's weather. They offer long-range forecasts and unique content that answers the why, as well as the what, when, and how weather will affect your life. Weather World, from the Penn State Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science. Weekdays at 5:45 and available for free on the PCN app.
PCN brings you the PIAA Championships in a variety of sports. From the field to the pool and the court to the track, PCN brings you the best scholastic teams competing on the state's biggest stage from all the best angles. With multiple cameras, instant replays, and professional commentary, we take high school sports and elevate them to new heights. Watch on cable and the PCN app. PCN, proud to bring Pennsylvania sports to you.
PCN is bringing you exclusive TV coverage of the PIAA Football Championships on cable and streaming December 9th through the 11th. See the full schedule at PCNTV.com. So football coming up in a few weeks. We have soccer championships for you this weekend, 4 yesterday, 4 today. We're through 2.5 so far as the Radnor Raptors have a 1-goal lead on the two-time defending champions here at halftime of the AAA Girls Championship. Two teams that came into tonight's contest looking to use the width of the field. I think we've seen that through the first 40 minutes of soccer so far.
Yeah, and I think both teams have done a great job in terms of possession, in terms of sticking with their game plan, which really is connecting through the midfield and using the whole width of the field. I think for Mars, and maybe they just aren't used to playing on such a wide field. And so that's really what head coach Blair Gerlach told us is, can we use the width of the field to our advantage? And I think Radnor is just doing it slightly better. And you can see the openings and the space that they've created. The forwards, they just seem to look more open. And that's just because they really are using the width of the field, where Mars is still a bit more compact centrally. So I think if they do really utilize that width and get things to the outside, and then that's where that space starts to happen, and then maybe get some options and create some opportunities.
I think it's been fun to watch the tit-for-tat kind of play. So far, just 1 goal for Radnor, but there's the constant ebb and flow of the game, both teams having their chances, creating those opportunities, and always interesting the first 5 or so minutes of a second half to see what sort of adjustments are made, because you know Radnor's not comfortable with a 1-goal lead, and you know the experience on the Fightin' Planet side, both with Coach Gerlach, that's been with Mars for 21 years between the boys and girls teams. this is a guy that can pick up the intricacies of a game and make slight adjustments that can make a big difference.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to happen here in this second half. I think what you want to see from Mars is the energy pick up a bit, especially in these opening 5 minutes, and that's really the most crucial part of the second half, really the first and the final 5 minutes. But if they can come out with a little more energy and find that spark, get something going, they may be able to find the equalizer.
So far in girls champions, we've got Allentown Central Catholic from District 11 in the 2A class, Moon Area in District 7. That was yesterday, and Southern Columbia earlier today out of District 4. So Mars would love to be the second WPIAL team to come away with gold here in Chocolatetown. The Radnor Raptors looking for their first championship here in Hershey since 1999. 40 more minutes of soccer to decide who's taking home the big chocolate bar.
And here comes the pressure from the Fightin' Planets, just unable to connect, though. Almost found Kuzakreya.
Looking to catch him off guard, potentially with the long ball crashing into the box as Toomey has to come out to make a save. Hard to handle. Bodies flying everywhere as Radnor is able to make the clear.
Yeah, really dangerous situation there. Toomey lucky nobody was on the end of that one, and she didn't necessarily bobble, just couldn't really haul it in.
Immediate pressure that was started from the back. Everybody pressing forward. Now the Raptors looking to counter. Here's Solith with the only goal. The nice little move to open up some space, looking to get this one through. Two defenders quickly on, not giving time and space in those dangerous areas.
I mean, you can just see all the movement off the ball. It started with Bajukos opening up some space, Diatolo then making a run. It was also a really good run here on the outside by Chaskelson. So just all over the place, they're really creating a lot of opportunities based on the runs and putting themselves in the right position to connect with each other. You know, making a run is one thing. It opens up space to be able to find you, but at the other token is the support that follows behind them.
O'Shea on the throw-in puts that into the box, cleared away by Caulfield. Both teams have done a really good job of using both sides of the field.
Yeah, one side has definitely not been more dangerous than the other. They're really dangerous from the right and the left.
Knocked away by Howell. Continued forward by Ray. Fightin' Planets looking to press backward. Off the foot of Cooper. And long ball cleared forward for the Raptors. That one hops over the foot of Howell. She'll drop it all the way back to Kate McEnroe into the game as goalie in the second half for the Fightin' Planets.
Yeah, and when we talked to Coach Gerlach too, she's the type of goalkeeper, not exactly as scrappy, but actually likes the ball at her foot, and I really would have liked to see her take, she has a good touch, but I would have loved to see her switch the field. The defender on this near side was making a nice run, and that's how you open up kind of some space there and use the width, is to be able to switch like that. So you'd like to see her as a goalkeeper use that as an option here on this near side.
Coach Gerlach saying they've used both goalies all year, first half, second half split. Doesn't matter how the game's going, doesn't matter any variations of how the play has gone. The sophomore gets the second half. He said she's very vocal, likes to manage the game from the back.
Yeah, such a problem when you have two stellar goalkeepers. you don't know who he is.
He actually joked that he has three.
Yeah.
He's got one waiting in the wings. If there was a third half, he might think about maybe putting in Lily Goodworth, another sophomore. Depth is a really good thing to have in any sport.
Especially at the goalkeeper position.
I love when he told us that Megan Bodie loves to scramble in front and loves that contact, and we're like, what? You're crazy. But that's why you and I weren't goalies.
No, yeah. That's certain. I mean, I'm scrappy or was as a player, but to be that as a goalkeeper, I actually love that. I love an aggressive nature from a player who isn't necessarily involved all the time.
Yeah, you can be tentative as a goalie, and unable to control that sometimes. Dangerous ball into the box, quickly recovered by Madeline Wolf, able to clear that one over the sideline.
Yeah, Bajukos putting herself in some dangerous spots here in this second half, kind of bidding for a goal here in the early part of the second.
Breedveld on the throw-in will make the easy one to Kolith. Knocked away by Cooper. Couple of quick passes. Here is Allie Cooper, another experienced player, returning starter from last year's championship team. 15 goals, 12 assists on the season. Imagine you'd want to get her a little bit more involved here in the second half as well.
Yeah, I mean, and they were looking for her a good amount throughout that first half, just really weren't able to connect with her.
Long ball from Caulfield into traffic. 3 defenders cleared away by Schwartz.
An interesting decision here to move Piper Caulfield back into the defense. I mean, her natural position is an outside back, so not that it's changing a whole lot for Caulfield, but a decision nonetheless by head coach Gerlach to maybe prevent anything else happening from the Raptors.
Diatolo looking to the outside. First one to it is Hamlet. Quick give and go. Ray with a nice feed down that left sideline, knocked away. Raptors not letting a whole lot get through. Another quick transition opportunity. That one thwarted as well. Back to the midfield. It's been a battle for control in that area all night long.
Yeah, and a change here. You know, I mentioned Caulfield moving back into the defense, but they've really changed their formation up a bit too. It looks like they're more in a 3-5-2, I think, now. And so that just kind of adds some numbers there in the midfield, hoping that they can get control of the possession there and then in turn maybe get something moving forward because of it.
Offside call resulting in a free kick coming out of the back. Talk about adjustments. They can make big differences. Drop back pass, booted away by McEnroe.
Yeah, not a great pass back there though from Caulfield. Bit of a bounce on it, so not exactly the clearance that McEnroe was looking for.
Look at the wind picking up a little bit on the field here at Hershey Park Stadium. Battle along the right side. 3-on-1 situation cleared out by Howell. Pressure coming. Diatolo with a touch. Knocked away by Girdwood. Fighting Planets looking to build from that midfield spot. Started with Ray in the middle. Here she is again, finding the space through the center of the field. Knocked away by Kolith. Great anticipation on the pass. Kolith drawing a defender, chipping it over the top, and McEnroe will come out and scoop it up.
Yeah, really good job there by Kolith to break that up. You know, I would have kind of like to see Reese Dunaway here on this near side pull herself out a little bit wider, though. Again, you really want to be able to use the whole width of this field, and she was still tucked in a little bit, and because of that, that cuts off the angle and vision from the midfielder to try and find her on the outside, and because of that, Gola steps in and gets the interception.
Good give and get back there. Howell to the outside, back into the middle. Couple of nice combination plays looking for Cooper. Here is Kuzakrea. Defended by 2, knocked into a space where there are only white jerseys. Quick touch back by Wolf, long boot from Caulfield. And that will roll over for a throw-in.
Right now, they really are starting to get something going, and I think it was a good call to change up that formation. Add a few more players in the midfield, because you can see they are controlling sort of possession in that area.
Cooper looking to launch that cross, nicely defended by Breedveld. The senior knocks that away.
Yeah, she's been great here on this now near side, but in that left back position, she's been pretty dominant against a player like Allie Cooper. We haven't seen her get on the end of things, and I think that's really to Breedhold's testament there.
Throw in from Caulfield. Looking to find somewhere to go with the ball. It was a tough situation for Wolf. Here come the Raptors. Diatolo to her sister. Quick transition to the right side of the field. And once again, stolen away after 2 or 3 quick passes.
Yeah, looking long for Jacobs there, just couldn't connect with her, and Mars did a really good job of just getting in front of it. Now there it is, using the width, switching fields now and finding Dunaway on this right side, and that's exactly what you want to do. They lose it for a second, but able to get it back.
Battle now to settle the ball. Begin to fill the gaps, good patience. Coleth waiting for the feed there from Kelly. Makes another really nice move. That's how she scored her first goal in the 6th minute of this game. In a bit of a more dangerous area. Keeps possession, though, for the Raptors.
Yeah, very technical player with a lot of skill, especially with the ball at her foot. It's kind of where she thrives. She makes great runs off the ball, don't get me wrong, but she's also a type of player that does not mind holding the ball at her foot, letting the defense kind of come to her, seeing what she can do, how she can get around, and whether that's a pass or kind of a tricky move there, she's confident in what she does with the ball at her foot.
Madeline Wolf looking to chip that one through Cooper. Coming in to help. Stepping through is Wolf. Wolf to the top of the box. Taken away by Diatolo and cleared over the sideline.
Yeah, great step there by Diatola, just to kind of get in front of her, stop any sort of play or shot from happening. Here it is again. That was Madeline Wolf trying to get something going, but Diatolo just getting there first.
Big boot by Caulfield, headed through by Ainsley Ray, and Toomey is able to track it down.
Yeah, no one just getting on the end of that one, but setting up some good plays here is Piper Caulfield, and Ainsley Ray looking to deflect it in a dangerous spot. Just can't get on the end of it.
Diatolo and Wolf battling for possession. Jane with a nice touch. Pajukos opening up some space. Coming out is McEnroe, and some contact at the end of the play.
Is it a call coming out, or I think they're going to let it?
Yeah, I think
let her punt it.
Maybe a quick reminder from the official on the field.
It's a really good ball in by Bajukos there. I mean, she's looking for the feed, of course, of Chaskelson, and almost gets it, but it's really just the way that they distribute the ball in the midfield. Bajukos and the Diatola sisters are just such great distributors, and everything starts and goes through them, and you can see just how skilled they really are and how able they are to set up plays and distribute so well.
Chaskelson, just a freshman, 7 goals, 4 assists. The OT game winner against Northwestern Lehigh in the quarterfinal round, double OT, in fact.
During a power outage.
Yeah. It was a 30-30 kickoff. Game ended at 8 o'clock, so.
Yeah, it's a long night.
A marathon night, and double OT to boot, right?
Yeah, of course.
All worth it if you can win the semifinal and get here on the championship stage. Caulfield tracking that down, connecting with Dunaway. She was looking for the pass back. Miscommunication. They make up for it.
Yeah, good job there by Caulfield, and electing to go back to Gwen Howell, the right decision there, and looking then forward to Reese Dunaway. And the possession and the connection so far have been much better in this second half for Mars.
Quick triangle there, started by Bajukis. Long ball over the top. Mars looking for a long leading pass out to Cooper. That one cleared over the sideline. Nice defensive play by Schwartz once again.
Yeah, her and O'Shea have been really steady back there. It almost makes you feel like you're not worried, even if it gets by an outside back and gets through up the middle centrally. You're not too worried about how O'Shea and Schwartz has been playing there in the center back roles.
Great help defense, because if they do get by one, there's someone else to help out. Case in point, Diatolo tracking back. Giving up a throw in, but not a corner.
Yeah, that's one thing Coach Soldiers told us about too, about how great Diatola specifically is defending just as well as she is on the offensive side of the ball. But that's really been the case for all the Raptors tonight, is just no matter where they are on the field, even if they're asked to defend, they do a really, really great job of it. And that's really been the start of some turnovers.
Girdwood with a dangerous ball into the box. Coleth tries to turn her hips and get it out, does just enough. Served right back in. headed into the corner and into the back of the net. What an extra effort. That one was almost in slow motion, but the equalizer coming here in the second half for Mars.
Yeah, Reese Dunaway just in a perfect spot, and the header just so tough. I actually thought it was going to be headed a little bit wide of the goal mouth, but instead it stays just inside that left post, and Dunaway coming up with a huge header and the equalizer here in this second half.
Yeah, the way that Toomey reacted, I thought it was going wide as well, but just inside the post off the hop in the far corner.
Yeah, well done by Reese Dunaway, just fighting over the top of her defender. That time it was Breedveld, and she just sort of won that battle in the air, and it was in a big moment to find the equalizing goal.
So the junior defender with the equalizer here, under 26 to play in the championship game. We're all tied up at 1.
And here they come back the other way is Radnor, maybe with some fire underneath them to try and find a game winner now here in the second half with 25.5 to go.
Now this next goal is huge. Kolith is going to fire from long range. Handled with ease by McEnroe.
Yeah, Fighting Planets will take that shot any day. That's about at 25, 35 yards out, and it's not super dangerous. Kolith, a really dangerous player, but that is a shot they will take off her foot any night.
You mentioned the next few minutes being crucial for Radnor. They could be crucial for Mars as well if you're able to kind of build on that momentum.
Well, Coach Gerlach telling us too how he might change some things in terms of a formation, and he's like, the test will be for Radnor how they can respond. Do they typically see some formation changes? And we're not sure if they do or not, but being able to respond to things like that in an in-game sort of situation is definitely very hard, and because they were able to kind of find more connections in the midfield and dominate a little bit more so in this second half, you see some opportunities being created then.
Majukos able to push that one across, shot knocked down off the face of a defender as McEnroe is able to get the deflected shot. I think that was Howell.
Yeah, and I think Olivia Jacobs on the other end just trying to get something deflected twice and just trying to get a shot off. It was hard to do with the bouncing ball inside the 18, but again, Raptors trying to respond.
Kolith once again looking to connect there with Jacobs, the freshman with some speed. Has a nose for creating space along that right side. You talk about adjustments, and you know, coaches do that at halftime, you know, in between periods, whatever kind of sport you're playing. But in a game of soccer, it's hard to communicate how you respond to that because of the 11 players on the field. If you're Radnor, if you're Mars trying to make adjustments, it's got to happen on your own. It's the leaders on the field. It's the experience. You got to communicate with each other to be able to react and adapt in the moment.
Well, two things. It has to happen on the fly because there is no timeouts in soccer. So you can't really collect your team and say, hey, this is what they're doing and here's how we respond. So you do have to maybe find your coach on the field, a player on the field who is able to reciprocate sort of some changes if you need to make any.
Here's Kolith. She's able, she thought, sneak away with possession. It will be a whistle, foul, and free kick coming in for Mars as Dunaway is on the ground. A little stinger perhaps on the contact.
I mean, there's contact for sure, but I really think Kolith got all ball there. Just the way Dunaway fell looked maybe a little bit harsher.
Here is Gwen Howell serving up the free kick. First one to it is a Raptor, second one as well. And third, Kolith with the extra clear. One gets behind Caulfield.
Chaskelson just trying to get that ball back all by herself up there. You want to see the Raptors sort of press up with her. That really is when they've been the most effective, is when they have numbers up and they combine in the midfield, and then that's how they find the open space. But with Chaskelson up there all alone, she isn't really able to do much or win the ball back.
Push from behind called on the Raptors. Another kick coming out for the Fightin' Planets. Love the even keel, the calmness of this back line for Mars, able to make those quick passes, knowing if there's a mistake, it's going to be an immediate opportunity for Chaskelson, but able to switch fields, work it around, weren't able to get a whole lot off that free kick, however.
Yeah, very composed now is Mars, which we expect from this program. And we expected a response, too. You know, that's kind of the way they play. And even if they actually have been down twice throughout the season, that was the 2 times they were scored on during the regular season. And it was a situation where they were down 1-0. And so battling through adversity is something that they have been or have done before. And so they feel comfortable being able to do that, knowing that there's a whole 40 minutes to go in a second half of soccer. It's plenty of time.
Yeah, both of these teams pretty familiar with tied games, 1-goal games, scoreless games, overtime. Just over 20 minutes to go here in this second half of regulation.
Pachucos looking for Chaskelson, but Caulfield defending that nicely, getting to it first.
Long leading ball from the back coming from Schwartz. They're looking to make that connection. Here is Bajucos slipping it in for Kola, who had some space, but not for long, thanks to Gwen Howell.
Yeah, Gwen Howell made a beautiful play on the ball and stepped just when they needed her to and won it in a position that was needed.
No time to rest on either side as transitions have been quick. The seesaw of this game has been very fast and keeping it exciting here.
Yeah, and for Radnor, you really just need to get back to that possession-style game, the combination play that they were doing so effectively. And when you possess as often as they did, you really control the game. And now Mars, making some adjustments at halftime, has really been a bit more of a dominant force in the second half and has really created more chances.
Fighting Planets looking to work their way back into the offensive third. Raptors tracking back just as quickly. Throw from Ramsey. Headed down. Wisely taking her space there is Bajucos. Seniors, yeah, I think that's what Radnor excels into, is they play patiently. They've got 14 seniors on this team, 6 in the starting lineup. We've seen some come in and off the bench, and that's another whistle. I didn't quite see what the whistle was for.
No, and where he was standing, there wasn't any type of collision or anything. There wasn't much contact at all in that area.
Howell will take it from just beyond midfield. Long ball connecting there with Ray. Taken off her foot. Back to the sideline. Caulfield with the long ball. Pajucos in the midfield. Jacobs looking for the drop pass and kick, and another whistle. Free kick coming out for the Raptors.
Yeah, a lot of fouls being called here. Taking a look at this one. Just a little too much contact there, maybe off of Addison Girdwood.
This time just before midfield for the Raptors. First to it is Caulfield, second is Howell. Here's Ray. String together a couple of passes and defense able to recover for the Raptors. Switching fields. Bajucos right back the other way. Diatolo makes a nice move to open some space around Ray.
A lot less movement on the ball from Radnor here in these probably last 10 minutes or so. They really were so effective when they were creating space for themselves and just getting open based off of some really dangerous and good runs. But in the last couple minutes, we really haven't seen that from them. They've been stationary and they haven't made it easier on themselves by getting open, and they kind of relied on some individual play, but that isn't what led to their success in the first half. So you really would like to see them get back to that style of play that they were doing so well in the first.
Yeah, you get a bit more of a sense of urgency right now from the Fightin' Planets. Helps to get that goal, to get the juices flowing for sure. Jenna Carangola into the game, another freshman. Some fresh legs off the bench.
Ainsley Ray taking a quick break, I'm sure.
16.5 to play. AAA Girls Championship final title game to be decided on the girls' side. Got one more for you here for soccer championship weekend. 3A boys ahead. Our crew has done a fantastic job catching every minute of every game so far. Opportunity for Mars. This is Cooper pushing it to the outside. A fantastic ball and a good idea to try to fire that one time. That was Carangola just off the bench, but had some traffic to get through.
Yeah, I didn't even know if Cooper saw her making that run on the outside, but she did and played it with the outside of her foot to connect with her, and it really was a great ball, and they just kind of keep on pushing right now, are the Fighting Planets.
Carangola's been busy since she's come into the game. Ramsey trying to slip through and steal that one away. She'll be tripped up. Free kick coming in for the Fighting Planets.
Yeah, nice job there by Bryn Ramsey to draw a foul. Taking a look at it again, seeing that she needed a bit of help and maybe just a little bit too much contact coming there from Mackenzie.
A couple of freshmen helping set up this free kick. Howell able to deliver off the head and out of the box. Finally cleared away. Caulfield pushing up. Madeline Wolf as well, looking to keep things in this attacking third. Try to make that clean pass to Girdwood, but is knocked away by Diatolo. Opportunity down the left side. Crossing attempt knocked down. Raptors thwarting a couple of potentially dangerous crosses there, looking to push back in transition. Sabina Rasso along that right sideline. It will roll over for a throw. Just as quick as Mars had an opportunity, now it's the Raptors.
Yeah, and look who's back into the game now is Coleth, and again, we saw what she was capable of in the first half, and if you're Radnor, you really hope that break was good for Coleth and maybe needed, and so now she's got some fresh legs and a little bit of a breather, and they'll look to her to maybe get the game winner.
Chaskelson as well, 13, you saw coming back into the game. She's been known to score a couple game-winning goals. Bajukos battling with Kuzakrea. Knocked away. Pushing out is Ramsey. Coleth winning that battle. Dropping it back. Finding the open player has been key. Breedveld with the long ball to the top of the box, headed by Caulfield. And Bajukos back by Caulfield.
Trying to just bring it down so you can get an opportunity to get something on it, just unable to do it, and it's the Fighting Planets defense thwarting that attempt.
Cooper coming all the way back. Drop pass to Caulfield, booted away, headed down by Schwartz. A real battle for control right now as Ramsey is able to keep it in. The freshman looking to get on the end of her own pass, is able to do so in a way, knocks down the clear attempt. Ramsey with the ball to the top of the box. Continued forward, but headed away. Not a whole lot on that. An opportunity in the far corner. Once again, off a defender. Diatolo with the save. Not out of harm's way. Goalie is on the ground on two different occasions. Ball at the foot of Cooper, and she can't pull the trigger. A team effort to keep that one out of the back of the net.
I mean, incredible. Just Diatola taking one off the face just to stop something, but really not for long, because guess who's coming back here on this near side?
Holy, everybody in on the effort. Girdwood, Wolf, Ramsey starting that along this right side. And Toomey was down, but not out on a number of occasions.
I mean, it's a header. There's another shot attempt. That's Diatola's block. They don't even know where it is. They're just trying to get it out. And again, this is about 3-4 shot attempts. Cooper hoping she was going to get one too. A really good job there by another Diatola to step in front and stop that one. And they finally got it out of harm's way. But, whew, yeah, I mean, we're taking a breather. They should take a breather too. Oh my gosh.
That was an entire team effort, as you saw both Diatolo sisters coming back to help, and they needed them. Both stopping shots, one with the head, one with the foot, and everybody in between. Toomey making the save on the initial shot, but that all started with Bryn Ramsey.
I was going to say, you can't not mention the fact that that was Bryn Ramsey who started that whole entire run of play and just never giving up on the ball.
Ramsey, the freshman, having an impact on this game. Try the left side this time, stolen away. Looking to make that connection with Chaskelson on the run. Drop this one back to McEnroe. Uses her foot to switch fields, calmly to Caulfield. Caulfield will go with the long boot to about midfield. And here's Ramsey once again making the run down the right flank. Defended by Breedveld. Ramsey, the freshman, back to the middle of the box, and Toomey gets there first.
Just incredible. First off, a really great ball by Cooper just to bring that one down, take a step back, see what kind of time and space she had. She had a good amount of it and saw Ramsey just making another fantastic run, and she is quick. Breedveld's a really great defender and has had an excellent game for the Raptors, but she is speedy.
A lot of speed on this field, a whole lot of talent. That's no surprise. I'm just wondering what's going to give here in the final 10-plus minutes of this championship game. Attempted ball in from Hamlet is knocked down, and Ramsey waiting in the wings once again. Ramsey getting around one, but not two, stolen away. Raptors coming out, good clean play there by Breedveld once again.
Yeah, and Mackenzie really needed to drop back there. She saw it a bit late, and so Ramsey was open, and the midfielder saw that and elected to get the ball to her. The right decision, but a good track back there by Mackenzie to kind of double team her and make things harder there inside the 18 for Ramsey.
O'Shea was looking to connect in the middle. That pass interrupted. Coleth coming back to reestablish possession. And it's Howell pushing beyond midfield. Coleth and Howell battling once again to the outside for Chaskelson. Raptors will slow things up as Girdwood comes back in defense. Long ball to the top of the box, knocked away. Here is Ramsey. Only space in front of her as Coleth is coming in from the left side. Gets rid of it just in time, into space. But that one is gonna have just a tad too much on it as Olivia Kelly will see it out.
Super impressed right now with Bryn Ramsey, and just kind of from all facets of the game. Her runs, her crosses, the way she shot the ball, her energy and spark that she's given to this game, the vision she had. Not only did she see the time and space, so she took it and would dribble a couple yards forward, but then saw that open hole right in between the defense and plays a beautiful ball through. Just maybe could have waited for the play to develop just a little bit more because she did have a lot of time and space, but again, very impressed with the freshman so far.
Ainsley Ray, the sophomore, back in for the Fightin' Planets. Taking a quick break. Nice little move through by Cooper. Cooper with the right-footed cross to the center of the box. Nobody there. Ray now trying to use the left foot to turn it, knocked away. And again, what a defensive effort on that far corner. Wow.
Was it Hankel?
My eyes are failing me, if I'm being honest, to try to give credit where it's due. And I believe you're right. It was Olivia Jacobs, not once but twice, sacrificing the body.
Taking it twice, right in the stomach both times, and then never gives up on the play and does the right thing of just getting it out.
Good thing she didn't give up, or the Fightin' Planets might be to the back of the net. Another good battle. That's Cooper. Knocked away by Schwartz.
Really testing Radnor's defense here in the second half. Mars just continuing that pressure and putting so much on this defense. See if the Raptors can withhold them.
Kazakrea with the drop back pass for Girdwood. Knocked away by Kelly. Try the left-footed cross this time. Got somebody there and just not able to get a whole lot on that header was Ray.
Yeah, in good position was Ainsley Ray. Not much more you could do with the ball coming in at that height. Breedveld, though, contesting that header as well. And sometimes you don't have to win the header. You just got to make sure she knows you're there. And Breedveld played that one nicely.
Girdwood, 1-on-2 on the outside, gets around a pair of defenders, looking to make the cross inside the end line, does so, knocked away temporarily and cleared over. That was O'Shea making the play. Under 7 minutes to go here in this championship game. Emily Diatolo returning to the field for the Raptors. 4-year varsity player, talked about her to open our broadcast. MVP runner-up in the District 1 area, All Central first teamer.
Yeah, and if her and her sister and Bajukos can really get back to what they did so well in that first half of possessing the ball and controlling that midfield, they might be able to kind of change the momentum here in turn of kind of switching it for the Raptors, but so far they just haven't been able to do that in the latter half of this second half.
Yeah, the Fightin' Planets have really turned it on. Helps to get that goal, put the wind back in your sails, if you will.
Goals really do change games, and since that equalizer, it's pretty much been Mars the rest of the way.
We talked to Coach Gerlach about the Fightin' Planets. They're 19-0-1, haven't lost a game in 3+ years, about that pressure that comes. And I said, you know what? It's kind of been the calling card of this team. It's like, well, we just try to score one more than the other team. I thought he was joking, but he said we just try to keep it that simple.
He might have been slightly sarcastic in the answer, I mean, but serious nonetheless as well.
I mean, sarcasm is my first language, if we're being honest, but he's not wrong. I mean, sometimes you overthink the game, but at the end of the day, some days you need 2, sometimes you only need 1, and this has been a team that's been answering the bell for several seasons. But that also means there's a big target on their back, too.
Yeah, and I think just overall the response in the second half, just knowing as a team and as a program to never give up. The game isn't over until that final whistle blows, and so they've just been relentless in this second half. I've loved the decision to sort of change up the formation and just get numbers forward in the midfield, because that's where this game sort of is going to be won, is who can control the midfield a little bit better, and in this second half, it's been Mars.
Defenses have been very strong. But right now the pressure has been on the Raptors, as you mentioned, in the latter half of the second half, as Toomey will come out and make sure with a blazing Bryn Ramsey coming at her.
Yeah, she almost second-guessed it, too. Hesitated on the decision to come out, but had she hesitated any longer, that might have been the ball of Bryn Ramsey.
Couple of sophomore goalies in the game right now for these two teams. Mars interrupting that pass-through attempt that was done away. Here's Diatolo. Battling against Ray. Diatolo whistled for the foul coming in from behind.
Yeah, and you can just kind of see Mars is thriving in these situations. Contact, but really not a lot.
Howell delivers this one to the top of the box. Kuzakrea trying to flick it on. Back out for the Raptors. They don't have numbers, just one white jersey amid 4 Fightin' Planets. That was Jane Diatolo trying to work forward. Bajukos opening the space to Diatolo in the middle of the field. Looking to continue to change fields, does so. To the top of the backs, a slide tackle by Caulfield, and coming through on the second attempt, that was Dunaway.
Beautiful job there by Caulfield, times it perfectly and just stops the play from continuing on. It was a good decision to come inside, but the way that they collapsed as a defense, you really saw she did not have much time and space to get a shot off, and Caulfield the one to break it up.
Crucial free kick coming up for the Raptors as we take another look. Just a tangle of players.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure call worthy there either.
Jane Diatolo on the restart. Gets just enough under it, and coming out to make the save, knocked away, and we've got a call, whistle to the top of the box, at the top of the 18. Hopefully McEnroe's okay.
I really was wondering how 4 Raptor forwards were
all alone, yeah,
in the middle of the 18. But we can't hear the whistle as clearly as you can on the field. So I get the offsides call.
Opportunity now the opposite direction for Mars. Final couple of minutes of this game, that was Girdwood. We're ticking down to just 2 remaining in this AAA championship. Radnor scoring in the 6th minute, opening half. Equalizer coming from Mars. Toomey will slow things down as Olivia Kelly will take the kick from the 6-yard line.
We said it in the first half. Who's going to be that spark? Who's going to be the game changer for Mars? Kind of ended up being Bryn Ramsey here in this second half, but now the question kind of goes to Radnor. Who's it going to be for the Raptors to step up, change the way this game is being played, make the momentum go back on your side of the ball? And right now, you don't really know who that's going to be. A lot of times this season, Coach Soldrich telling us it's been Emily Diatolo, but right now you just don't know who's going to be the one to step up, but they definitely need a Raptor to change this game for them.
Coliff has been a little quiet over these last few minutes. She's got the goal for the Raptors. 1 minute to go, a tied game. We'll see if somebody can win it in regulation. Coliff looking to possibly generate an opportunity, and we'll have another whistle and a kick coming out.
Initially defended well by Reese Dunaway and Bryn Ramsey tracking back as well to slow down Coliff, who's had kind of her way during this game so far. Taking a look at this one, though, Gwen Howell steps forward, and again, she was kind of by herself, so I'm not sure where the contact would have came from.
These are some really close calls here in the final minutes of the game that are kind of interrupting the flow of play, but credit the officials that they're equal.
They've been
some
consistent.
Touch fouls. They've been consistent. They haven't been hard fouls, but have been calling them both ways.
It's just hard when you're trying to find momentum and an ebb and flow to the game, but
10 seconds. Doesn't appear either team is going to get that final shot off. Ball outside to Girdwood, and they will be content to go to overtime. So we have to go beyond regulation to determine a winner in this 3A championship game. It will be 20 minutes to start. Another 20 minutes if it's still tied, and then things move on to penalty kicks. Teams will come together at midfield to determine who has what side of the field, Cassie, and we said from the beginning we expected an even game. We said at halftime, thought maybe a pushback from Mars. It's going to be crucial first 5 minutes of OT, maybe less if a team can get a crucial shot on goal. We'll be right back after this to finish the 3A championship game here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
This PIAA championship on PCN is brought to you in part by Alvernia University. Wish you could ask the questions? With the PCN call-in program, you can. We open up a live dialogue between experts and viewers to discuss current issues important to the Commonwealth. Watch PCN's call-in program live on cable and the PCN Select streaming service. PCN, proud to bring Pennsylvania politics and policy to you.
Have your fill of turkey? Tired of football? Are you looking for something the whole family can enjoy? We invite you to spend Thanksgiving Day with a parade of PCN tours. See how your favorite Pennsylvania products are made during our Thanksgiving Tours Marathon on November 25th on cable and streaming with PCN Select. Learn more at pcntv.com. PCN is Pennsylvania History and Culture.
Ever wonder what it's like to live in Crawford County, Pennsylvania? Join us in December to uncover every corner of a region rich with history, culture, nature, all waiting for you in Crawford County. Explore the Keystone State with PCN, one neighborhood at a time. Watch Pennsylvania's Neighborhood, Crawford County, December 13th through the 17th. Visit PCNTV.com for more. PCN is everything Pennsylvania. Support PCN and the programming you love by texting PCN-TV to 877-907-9770. With your generous donation, PCN will continue to share everything Pennsylvania with you and your neighbors.
Welcome back to Hershey Park Stadium. 80 minutes of regulation, not enough to decide the AAA Girls Soccer Championship. Radnor scoring the game's first goal. Mars, the game-tying goal in the second half. And here's how it started. Sayla Cola scoring the first goal, just barging her way into that penalty box.
Yeah, she did such a great job of really providing that energy and spark in the first half, which definitely led to more opportunities for the Raptors in the first half. However, in the second half, things really started to switch in the other direction, where the Raptors were getting a lot of opportunities and pressing forward. It was different in that second half. That Reese Dunaway's goal off the header, and it's been a lot of saving having to be done here in the defensive third for the Raptors. I mean, a lot of people just getting on the end of some block shots and doing what they need to do to defend for their life, trying to slow down Bryn Ramsey, have not been super effective in that, but really been a tale of two halves in my opinion. Mars with the better of the opportunities in the second, Radnor in the first, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out here in this first overtime period with a little more energy.
A couple of really close calls in this second half to potentially take the lead. As we mentioned, we move on to overtime as we get into the state championship game. It will be a 5-minute break, which we just had, coin flip deciding who is on what side, and now 2 20-minute sudden victory periods. So it's a next goal wins situation here before we move on to penalty kicks. These are two teams with an awful lot of offensive weapons. No surprise that we are going beyond regulation. This is the second time for the Raptors in state playoffs. Had to win it 2-1 in double OT against Northwestern Lehigh out of District 11 in the quarterfinals. Ivy Chaskelson with that game-winning goal as the Raptors are in white, Mars in blue here in the finale at Hershey Park Stadium.
So far, Radnor looking to make its way up the field, connecting a few passes, but thwarted once again by the Mars defense.
Olivia Kelly looking to push that one forward, knocked away. Here is Girdwood pushing it outside to Ray along the left flank. Cooper trying to open up some space in that battle on the right side. Defended nicely once again by the Raptors and cleared away by Kelly.
A really strong second half it was defensively for Mars, too. We mentioned Piper Caulfield being moved back into that center back role next to Gwen Howell, who's had an outstanding game so far. Look at her just continuing to press forward and get something going for her team now. But just defensively, the way that they've played has been so strong and has totally changed this game.
Really has, making those adjustments. That was Dunaway. The goal for the Fightin' Planets coming with about 26 minutes to play in regulation. Scoreless from there. Two very evenly matched teams, a whole lot of talent. Fightin' Planets, your two-time defending champions. Third straight finals appearance. The Raptors here for the first time in a couple of decades.
And you'd like to think, too, being on this stage in more recent years, you're just more familiar, right? The lights aren't too big. You know what it takes to win a state championship. And these Radnor girls who've had an excellent season, a historic season for this program, just getting here alone since 2000 is something to be proud of and is super special. But, you know, it's one of those things. Can they get the job done now? Can they use that as motivation to want to be the team to do it since the first of 2000?
Coleth connecting with Diatolo. She's got 2 defenders on, looking to find a teammate's foot. That one gets through Chaskelson, defended by Hamlet.
Kuzagrea has done a really nice job defensively as well for the Fighting Planets. Just very, very speedy and has made things hard in the midfield for the Diatola sisters and Bajukos.
Kolith, the mistouch there, trying to connect with Breedveld, who was pushed up. Here's Emily Diatolo now. Battle won, though, by the Fighting Planets. That's Ray slipping it through for Cooper. Cooper holding things up, getting it back out to Ray as she drops it for Ramsey. Kolith stops her short. Bajukos with the long ball up ahead. Diatolo to the outside. Good combination play right now by the Raptors. Jane Diatolo from the outside of the box. She'll fire this one towards the goal and over the top.
Wow, such a hard angle and such a hard shot coming off the foot of Jane Diatolo. I mean, it's like I said, it's a really hard angle, so I almost didn't expect her to turn her hips as quickly as she did and elect to take a shot. A good shot, a good decision to do so. You really want to start to change things. The way that they've been going has not been in Radnor's favor, and so a shot like that could change the momentum for this team.
I like the sense of urgency right now from Radnor. This is more to the style we saw in the opening half when they generated the game's first goal. Nice step through there by Mars. Reese Dunaway, who scored the equalizer, the junior, not allowing Kolith to collect the ball.
Yeah, it really is about urgency and energy and overtime. You've already played 80 minutes of soccer, and so this really extends the game and makes it feel really long. So you really need to come into this overtime period with a ton of energy.
Just over 4 minutes gone. Kolith using her speed, trying to keep that one in. Dunaway will make sure she doesn't.
Shielding it out nicely, the right move there by the defender.
Play this one all the way back. Both teams showing a little bit of patience in these last couple of minutes. Bajukos finding space in the midfield. Diatolo looking for that long ball to the outside. Running on is Jacobs, and she's going to follow this one all the way in. McEnroe able to clear it away.
Really impressive ball there by Emily Diatolo, just to find her in that space and cut through the defenders the way that she did. It's a good ball, but Jacobs just can't get on the end of it.
Keeping the pressure on, knocked away by Howell. Nice little pullback move to open some space by Hamlet, but back come the Raptors. Just slip this one to the top of the box. First one to it is Dunaway. Chaskelson chasing. Dunaway working to get it out. Knocked over, or nearly out, by Kolith. Regaining possession for Radnor.
Well done there by Chaskelson, just to battle it with Reese Dunaway and make nothing easy on the right back.
Diatolo switching fields now. Olivia Kelly with the long leading pass, knocked away. Kuzakrea with the touch to the outside. Looking for that long leading ball to the right corner.
Really the strength of this Raptors team has been the midfield, and you saw it so much in the first half, just the way they controlled things, both in the midfield and in terms of possession and the runs being made by the forwards. You just really need to get back to sort of that style of play and still remain patient and calm and effective in your passes, which again, they did so well in that first half, and they've started to do it a little bit in the overtime period, but you'd like to see that continue.
PIAA Championship games are the exclusive property of the PIAA. Television coverage licensed to PCN, whose exclusive rights are protected by federal copyright law. Any retransmission of any kind or use of the coverage is prohibited without written express consent. Here comes Howell pushing all the way up. That one knocked over the end line. This will be a crucial corner kick coming up for the Fightin' Planets.
Yeah, really job well done there by Gwen Howell. Really giving it her all in this latter half of the second and into overtime. You can see how much she really wants this for her team and has provided such a great spark for the Fightin' Planets and gives her team a really great opportunity with 12 or so to go in OT.
Addison Girdwood, the sophomore, over to deliver the corner kick from the near side. Gets it right to the middle of the box. It bounces up in the air, and having to get it is Toomey. Big save off the corner kick opportunity.
Yeah, I think that was Madeline Wolf with the touch that goes back and over her head with her back towards the goal. An interesting touch, but I mean, if they find the back of the net, they don't care how they do it. Good job there, though, by the keeper in Toomey to be in the right position, get the save.
So far, it's been an opportunity for one, a pushback by the other. See if that's the case now for the Raptors. They try that quick combination play, interrupted by Hamlet. Pushed out to Cooper. What a nice little move there to create some space and make that connection. Here is Ray. That one's stolen away. Diatolo with company coming from behind. And that's going to be a foul call and a free kick. Uh-oh, and we're going to have, I think, a yellow card coming out. There must have been something said by Jane Diatolo as she walked away.
No, she kicked the ball, and you're not allowed
you're
to
right.
do
Yep.
that. You are not allowed to kick the ball outside and far away from the play, basically stopping you from being able to continue play on and start your free kick in your own possession. She kind of maybe frustrated in the moment and kicks it out. So, yeah, it's a yellow card.
So she comes off the field, 11:35 to go in this sudden victory overtime period. Opportunity again on the restart. Off the foot of Howell. This is a long one just inside the box, headed on by Mars. And cleared out just as quickly. Right back in, over the top of the entire defense, and that's going to be both a collision and an offside call.
Yeah, I thought she timed it right, though.
Oof, that was a hard collision. That's Allie Cooper on the ground, and that whistle, I mean, it happened so fast. Neither player was able to stop in time.
No, yeah, and they both were going for the ball, so no ill intent on the collision. Cooper just trying to get on the end of it. Hopefully a situation of maybe just the breath kind of knocked out of her there. Caulfield with a beautiful ball, just airlifting it, and it's Cooper, and whew, Toomey comes out real fast. She's going for the ball, and she's just trying to grab it. Cooper just sort of in the way.
Still looking for the game-winning goal here in this 3A girls title game. Boys waiting to take the field in the finale here at Hershey Park Stadium as Howell will track back, drop this one for McEnroe. She had pressure coming. That was a dangerous opportunity from Wallace.
Yeah, I thought Wallace, too, was just going to get on the end, and the deflection might have been enough to just sneak it past McEnroe.
Breedveld looks to get it back to her. Stepping through is Howell.
Howell really has played a fantastic game. Center back for Mars, and just the way she stepped, the way she's controlled that back line as a leader in that role. She's just done a fantastic job, and even too, you know, the way she stepped up and started things offensively too. You don't always see that from a center back, so she just has been really involved in all facets of the game.
Chaskelson, Wallace battling, pushed back in by Breedveld. One timed out by Howell. Kolith with the pressure, but Jukos pushes it over the top. Wallace running on, along with Jacobs, but McEnroe ready for it.
Yeah, McEnroe does something really well of just deciding when to come off her line. She doesn't do it frequently, but when she makes the decision, it is typically the right one. So her decision-making has just been excellent so far in this game.
Howell with the header. Kolith kicks it back in. Caulfield waiting. Knocked to the outside and back in O'Shea. Wolf now with the ball at her foot. She is tripped up on her way through the midfield by Diatolo. Play will continue. Wolf down the left flank. Cooper now. Cooper worked off the ball. Nice defensive stop. The official calls a play on, as Diatolo will kick that one off the back of Hamlet and out of play.
Yeah, I don't know if they were expecting the play to stop, and so it just kind of looked like Radnor didn't know whether they were gonna continue play on. Just the urgency has not been the same for the Raptors.
Bajukos motioning to her teammates. This one slips through. Ivy Chaskelson on the run, booted away by McEnroe.
Yeah, again, coming off her line, making that decision. No hesitation on the decision either, and whew, close opportunity there for the Raptors.
Here they come again, looking to get that one by Caulfield, but cannot. Ainsley Ray with a quick two-timer. Back to the midfield. Breedveld makes the clean pass to Chaskelson. The freshman composed. Slips it down the left sideline for Bajukos, and just out of reach, it rolls over the end line.
Yeah, the right run. Bajukos wanted it there too, and maybe just didn't realize how fast it was going to move on the turf, but just can't get on the end of it. But Chaskelson making the right move there and delivering, just can't connect. Here it is again. This one was a Chaskelson running onto. McEnroe, though, coming out for it.
So a couple of opportunities for the Raptors. Here is Bajukos again. That one knocked away by Wolf. Stepping through are the Raptors. Up off the back line was Schwartz. Chaskelson with the one-timer to the top of the box. Running on is Jacobs. And cleared away by the Fightin' Planets D.
That time it was Hamlet just being in the right position and staying composed and able to get that one out of harm's way. But again, not for long. Radnor continues to press.
One stolen away by Kolith. Push along that right side. Here is Wallace inside the box. Dangerous opportunity deflected out. And a big corner kick coming up for the Radnor Raptors.
Yeah, really big deflection there. From our angle, it almost looked like it was going to go sort of towards the net. Instead, it goes, thankfully, out of bounds and over the end line, and is going to be a corner kick here. But still just nonstop pressure right now coming from Radnor, which we haven't seen in a little bit. So we'll see if they can capitalize here on this opportunity. Almost under 6 to go in OT1.
Chaskelson serving up the corner. Gets it right to the middle of the box. First one to it, saved off the goal line. Brooke Hamlet with a huge stop for Mars.
Yeah, Bajukos, though, in such a great spot and does the right thing and gets a shot off, but an even better stop there by Hamlet. Keeping them alive.
Bajukos looking for another opportunity. Here's Diatolo, who puts one towards the goal. Why not? McEnroe making sure. And this stays even at 1 goal apiece.
Yeah, this is a great ball inside by Chaskelson, and it's Bajukos just getting there first, but Hamlet. That's why you have post players, my friends. That is why they are there, and she defended that one perfectly.
Dangerous opportunity on those restarts. Here's Chaskelson, knocked off her foot. Breedveld looking to switch fields, gets it to about the mid part of the field as Girdwood comes away with possession. Looking to spring loose Cooper. Back to the foot of Diatolo.
Starting to get a few more numbers forward, and you can see them having success with it because of that.
Jacobs is taken down from behind. Dangerous spot for a direct kick for the Raptors. Madeline Wolf can't believe it, but wise to just back off and get set.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to stop the clock here with 4:36 to go. Let's take a look at it once more. Jacobs coming in. And honestly, believe it or not, I know in real time that looked a lot worse, but she got all ball, so I can understand a bit of the frustration there. Because now you put Radnor in a really, really dangerous spot here and give them a free kick with about 30 yards out here.
You can also understand the call because of the collision and how hard she went down, both kind of bodies coming in at the same time. That's Jacobs, the freshman, had a pair of goals on the year. She has played a very strong game. Will be a free kick nonetheless. Emily Diatolo will line it up. 4:36 on the clock here in sudden victory overtime to decide the state championship.
Now, Diatola certainly capable of putting this on frame and taking a shot, but you really want to make sure you follow this one up, too, if you are Radnor.
Emily Diatola will keep it low, possibly looking for a redirect, doesn't get it, and McEnroe will make the save.
Yeah, I really liked the run by Chaskelson, and she does just that. She follows it up and does the right thing, but it's a really good save there by McEnroe. Made sure not to bobble that one, and it's a clean save.
Nice little turn there by Wolf, able to have possession, but temporarily Radnor has really had the better of the possession here in the overtime period.
And it's really when they have numbers forward, right? I mean, they seem to find the connections that they were not really able to get in the second half, and right now, because they're connecting and moving as seamless as they have been, they're gaining opportunities.
Chaskelson to the top of the box, knocked around just a tad, kicked out temporarily. Stepping up, Diatola wanted to fire that one because Ocrea gets there first. Breedveld with some space. Chaskelson getting wide. Makes the easy pass for Diatolo. Back into the game after that yellow card, her shot knocked away. Emily Diatolo now, she'll fire one high over the crossbar.
Yeah, and that started with a really great run there by Jane Diatola, and Chaskelson solid and connected with her, did the right thing. Emily Diatola, though, just as dangerous on the offensive end, tries to get the cross off, and Dunaway and Kuzakrea did a really good job initially on it. And again, just the pressure from Mars, while Radnor is getting the opportunities, and you can see some shots being taken by the Raptors, it's still being defended so well by the Fighting Planets.
Another player goes down after some contact.
Chaskelson that time.
Yeah, she has been very active here in OT. Take another look at coming in from behind. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's Dunaway.
Yeah, and again, sometimes it's as basic as, oh, you came from behind and there was too much contact. There, she did go for the ball. I will say Dunaway tried to make a really good play on it and just unfortunately missed the ball, got some ankle instead.
Jane Diatolo will serve this one up, looking possibly for her sister at the other end. Headed back in, headed away. Great job by this back line. They've been under siege here in OT. And not out of harm's way yet, McEnroe, quick to come help out.
Yeah, but everything so far, besides that corner, which of course it's a set piece, so you're deeper in the end line, but besides that, everything has been outside of the 18. They haven't had a clean shot inside of the 18 in terms of in the run of play. And so that's, again, a credit to the Mars defense for keeping them in front and keeping things outside of that 18-yard box.
Bajukos to Kolith. She'll fire with the left foot. And you're right, they're getting some opportunities, but if you can keep them outside 20, 25 yards, they're a whole lot less dangerous.
I mean, you have to strike a ball so hard. Kolith does strike the ball well, but again, when you're coming from about that 20-yard line, which is another 10 yards outside of the 18, you'll allow that shot to happen. It's a dangerous shot, but you have a lot of trust and confidence in McEnroe back there in the goal, and so if that's the shot you're giving up, that's one you will take.
O'Shea was looking to connect with Lila Wallace. It will be a goal kick coming out, ticking down to about a minute left in this first overtime period. 2 20-minute sudden victory periods before we move on to potentially penalty kicks to decide this title game.
One thing to mention, too, in the state championship game, it does go to 20 minutes instead of in the playoffs. It's usually 15, so giving the teams the chance, a little more time to win it in the run of play.
Diatolo looking to slip that one through, knocked away. Her sister tracking down the second effort. Look to make that quick combination, but wise to it is Lily Wolf. Some fresh legs in off the bench for Coach Gerlach.
If you're
Raptors throw.
You got to keep pressing. You got to keep this energy. It's finally going back your way, and you don't want to lose it.
Only takes one opportunity, and Kolith looking to get another. Final seconds of this first overtime period, taken off the foot of Jane Diatolo, knocked away by Kuzakrea, and we will go to 20 more to try to decide this one in the run of play. Keep it here on PCN, the girls' championship game not done yet.
Doesn't matter what part of the state you're from, one thing is certain: Pennsylvania loves sports. On the first Friday of the month, PCN takes you inside the lines at 6:30 p.m. PCN delivers insight from the people who cover sports from every corner of the Commonwealth. From high school to college to professional sports, PCN takes you inside the lines. Learn more at PCNTV.com.
If you were hoping for some bonus soccer on this Saturday evening, well, we've got it for you here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Still trying to decide a champion between Radnor, the District 1 champions, and the WPIAL champs out of District 7 in the Mars Fightin' Planets. Radnor with more possession, some great chances in the first 20 minutes of overtime. We've got a couple-minute break here, Cassie, for some more adjustments before 20 more minutes of sudden victory. And if you're these head coaches, what are you telling them right now?
Well, the way that kind of regulation went, it was Radnor in the first half, Mars in the second. So OT period number 1 really went back in the favor of Radnor. And now Mars head coach Blair Gerlach has to be like, you are still in this game, which has been sort of a theme for Mars this season, that everything is okay. He has to kind of tell the youngsters and the players on this team that you have gotten to this point because of your skill and the way you are as a team and as a program. And so you can't count yourselves out. And really, you saw the response from them in the second half. And so you wonder if that's sort of the message one more time to go in OT period number 2. But again, if you're Radnor, you have to build off that momentum. I mean, you really were dominating and created so many good opportunities in the latter half of that OT period number 1. And you just want to continue to build off that and build off that energy if you can.
Sayla Koleth giving Radnor the lead in the 6th minute in the opening half of this contest. Reese Dunaway tying the game. I guess it was about midway through the second, 26 or so minutes to go, so not quite. But it's been scoreless ever since. Both teams have generated opportunities. Both defenses have been very strong. I think that goes without saying, but we'll see how overtime number 2 transpires. We've got a whistle immediately off the opening kickoff.
Also a familiar theme, the whistle.
Quite a few fouls, especially in OT in the second half of this game, and I think we'll just redo that as Gwen Howell will step up for the Fightin' Planets. Another whistle.
I think they need to restart the clock. Yeah.
Yep.
I think why the whistle happened was because they started before they were allowed to, and then now they had to reset the clock, and
Got to wait for the green light. I know they're anxious, though. This has been a long game. 14 seniors on the side of the Raptors, 4 for the 2-time defending state champs. It's been a really great game, and it's going to be a heartbreaker for somebody, elation for someone else, potentially here in the second sudden victory period.
And you always like to win this in sort of the run of play. Penalty kicks, yeah, exciting. But again, you feel better about yourself, whether you're the winner or the loser, honestly, to win it or lose it in sort of the run of play instead of penalty kicks.
It's how it got you here, right? Playing the game of soccer. It's like that in any sport. We talk about our coverage of hockey over the years, too. When it gets to that shootout, we have debates all the time about taking it out of the game. But then again, we can't play soccer all night long. It has to come to an end at some point. But to your point, I'd love to see one of these teams find that golden goal here in the second OT period. I think both coaches would agree. Kuzakrea need to work it to the near side for Girdwood. That one taken away by O'Shea. Been difficult to penetrate either one of these defenses. Schwartz stepping up. Here is Ainsley Ray to the middle of the field. Does not have numbers, but chips it over the top. If that one gets through, a dangerous opportunity for Cooper. Second effort, pushing up from the back. Toomey comes out and snatches that one up before Wolf can get to it.
Yeah, that really was a game-saving header there by O'Shea. I mean, she was the only one there with 2 Mars forwards just looking for that ball, and had that gone over her head or even mishit and redirected not the way she wanted, this game could have been over.
Radnor looking to build from the back to the right side for Chaskelson. That one just out of reach.
Got to keep it going if you're the Raptors. Can you pin Mars here in their defensive third? And again, it really starts for Radnor when they begin to connect. And when they connect a lot of passes and control that midfield, they are super successful. And that's where they were successful in the first half and in the first overtime period. So we'll see if they can continue that and have the energy to keep up with it in OT number 2.
That's a good point, energy. This has been a very busy back and forth game. What that means is teams have been running forward, pushing the entire team up, all 10 players, and then having to track back and play defense. And it's been such a fast-paced game. You have to imagine that fatigue is entering into the equation here.
Yeah, no player on this team has really had a standing still sort of game. Even the center backs on both sides have been so involved in this game, both defensively and offensively. We always joke about it as soccer players, how much you're running mileage-wise in a game, and average is about 7 miles. So we are headed into overtime, and you have to imagine some of these players may have gone over 7 at this point.
And the 7 hardest that you run, because it's a state championship game. There's no one playing any lackadaisical soccer out here tonight. Kuzakrea looking for Cooper on the outside, knocked away.
Yeah, Radnor thought that one was out of bounds and kind of stopped what they were doing there, but you got to play till the whistle blows.
It was Kelly on the clear. Kuzakrea looking to take on Kelly. Tries to get around. Keeps it in play, but numbers favoring the Raptors, and that one's toe poked over the line.
Yeah, good job there by Kuzakrea, though, to kind of stay with it, get something going. Keeping it here in the final third.
Girdwood on the throw to Kuzakrea, muscled away over the sideline for a Raptor throw. Diatolo calling for it. Working against Girdwood into the middle of the field. Great vision, just not able to make the connection with Koloth on the outside.
Yeah, I believe that's Reese Dunaway there on the right back side, on the far side, and she just kind of got to that one first, played it back in a dangerous area. Mars still with possession now.
Pressure coming from Wallace. Koloth on the outside against Dunaway. Down by Wolf. Ray tries the pass back. That one is over for a white throw-in.
You have to take into account, though, I know I brought it up earlier, but the decision to move Piper Caulfield back, even Reese Dunaway in that right back position, and now with Caulfield and Gwen Howell in tandem in that center back role, I mean, they've been quite literally unstoppable and have not been able to penetrate past those two.
Caulfield, though, had helped create some offensive opportunities. She's held back a little bit, being in the center back position, can't push up quite as much.
It's one of those risk-reward sort of situations, and I think it's the right decision because it's kept you in the game. And for Mars, they have a ton of players. We saw Bryn Ramsey be a huge factor in that second half, and so they have a lot of trust in who else is on the field.
Diatolo pushes it forward to Chaskelson, knocked away. Nice defensive stop once again by the Fightin' Planets. Try the give and go along the sideline. Another player goes down. This is Ray working against Diatolo, and I think we did have a whistle. No, we didn't. I thought it slowed down.
It did slow down.
Everyone stopped like there was going to be a kick, chipping it over the top. It's Kelly having to track back and make sure Toomey gets to it first before Cooper.
Good punt there by Toomey. However, it's Mars the first to it.
O'Shea with a nice little move to get around Girdwood, finding the open space. That quick pass interrupted by Kuzakrea.
Yeah, Kuzakrea read that one all the way. Diatolo not getting to that one first, just now battling with Kuzakrea to see if she can get something going offensively for the Raptors. Good give and go.
Double overtime here in the AAA Girls Championship game. 1 goal in each half of regulation.
Great touch there by Blair Gerlach here on the sideline.
I'm sure he would appreciate that.
Oh, I know he will.
Both teams have been able to use some subs, some fresh legs, some energy. We talk about getting late in the game. You never know what could be a game-changing factor. I think that one rolled over the sideline.
The other part of it, too, is who's going to take advantage of those opportunities? Maybe you haven't been on the field for the entire, 80-plus minutes of soccer here, but it only takes one chance, one opportunity, and who is it? Who is going to be the one to kind of step up and be the hero?
Here's Girdwood, the sophomore, pushing it out to Cooper. Allie Cooper tries to get that cross off. It's deflected down. Kozakrea with the one-timer, looking to chip it over the top. Down by Kelly. Olivia Kelly. Very strong defensive effort on the back end. She'll need another stop, though. Here is Allie Cooper. She stays on her feet, chips it over the goalie. Allie Cooper with the game-winning goal as Mars repeats as champion here on the state level for the third consecutive year.
Wow, Allie Cooper just coming up huge and was indeed the hero in this one. Just the relentless effort to never give up on that play and finds the game winner. A huge goal and a beautiful one at that for Allie Cooper.
The 16th goal of the season for the senior, the biggest one for sure, giving her team the sudden victory here in the championship game. And what a battle we saw between these two teams tonight.
So even and so well matched. Both teams should be so proud of themselves for not only the season, but the effort here tonight. And really a tale of just who was gonna be that finalizer, finding the focus in the late minutes of this game.
The 11th minute of the second overtime. Allie Cooper able to get beyond that defense and chip it over the top for the game winner here at Hershey Park Stadium. We will wrap things up when we get back right here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Support PCN and the programming you love by texting PCN TV to 877-907-9770. With your generous donation, PCN will continue to share everything Pennsylvania with you and your neighbors. Please consider donating today. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to Hershey Park Stadium. Mars with the double overtime victory to claim their third consecutive PIAA championship, courtesy of a game-winning goal from senior Allie Cooper, our Lebanon Valley College player of the game.
Yeah, and totally the hero in this one is Allie Cooper. Kind of quiet throughout this one, but never gave up on this play and just chips it right over the head of the keeper, and a beautiful finish in a time that Mars needed it most.
The player of the game is presented by Lebanon Valley College, listed #1 in Pennsylvania for job placement. Lebanon Valley College will get you career ready. Visit the campus and find out why their students are so successful. Undergraduate and graduate programs available for traditional and adult learners. Visit www.lvc.edu. So Allie Cooper is the hero tonight for the Fightin' Planets, the Whippeal champions, getting it done. Their unbeaten streak extending now to 62 games. Their last loss more than 3 years ago. They really had to work for it. A heck of an effort here tonight from the Radnor Raptors. You hate to see one of these teams lose.
Yeah, absolutely, because we mentioned it so many times, right? It really was a 50-50 game. Both teams truly giving it their all, and both with such successful seasons this year, and so you hate to have a loser in this situation, but Allie Cooper, like we said, the hero in this one for the Fightin' Planets.
And with that, we will send it down on the field for the medal and trophy presentations to two of these very deserving teams in the AAA Girls Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the Radnor sideline as it is time to meet your 2021 3A Girls runner-up, the Raptors of Radnor High School. Head coach Jake Solderich to present the medals. Starting with Devin Bernabeo. Kate Bajukos. Julie Breedveld. Emily Diatolo. Jane Diatolo. Mally Del Orco. Emily Dressel. Angela Engstrom. Lucy Henkel. Eva Hernandez. Olivia Kelly. Lucy Minning. Tillian Schwartz. Karis Whitcomb. Zoe Simone Dobin. Sabina Areso. Edie McKenzie. Sydney O'Shea. Lila Wallace. Sarah Kelly. Salah Kolith. Margaret Labooty. Sierra Perrin-He. Nita Serlenga. Mallory Toomey. Mira Balachandran. Ivy Chilaxon. Olivia Jacobs. Assistant coaches Jim Perkins. Fabio Bellavacqua. Diane Anders. And Raptor head coach Jake Solderich. And now we would ask that Kate Pajukos, Emily Diatolo, Jane Diatolo, and Olivia Kelly please step forward as you are presented with the 2021 PIAA-3A Girls Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations to the Raptors of Radnor High School. And now it is time to meet your 2021 PIAA-3A Girls Champions, the Fighting Planets of Mars High School. Head coach Blair Gerlach to present the medals. Starting with Megan Bodie. Allie Cooper. Liana Kuzakrea. Jordan Eswine. Piper Caulfield. Reese Dunaway. Piper MP. Julia Gagnon. Brooke Hamlet. Gwen Howe. Ava Lewis. Eva Rinaldi. Olivia Wilson. Madeline Wolf. Kaylee Clark. Addison Girdwood. Lillian Goodworth. Catherine McEnroe. Brooke Nyoff. Rosalina Pellegrino. Ainsley Ray. Lillian Wolf. Jenna Carangola. Eden Gerlach. Bryn Ramsey. Assistant coaches, Blair Prochi, Greg Helsel, Joe Hafner, and Fightin' Planet head coach, Blair Gerlach. And now we would ask that Allie Cooper, Liana Kuzacrea, Piper Caulfield, and Gwen Howe please step forward as you are presented with the 2021 PIAA 3A Girls Championship Trophy. Congratulations to the Fightin' Planets.
To the Mars Fightin' Planets. It took 111 minutes to decide a champion, but for the third consecutive year, the WPIAL champs get it done here in Chocolate Town. Final score 2-1 in double overtime. Congratulations to the Radnor Raptors, finishing as the PIAA runners-up. A fantastic finish to the careers for all 14 seniors as the Fightin' Planets take home gold medals, a big chocolate bar, and another trophy here from Hershey Park Stadium. For my partner Cassie Schmidt and our entire crew, I'm Christy Fulkerson. Thanks for tuning in for all 4 girls' championship games here in Chocolate Town. We've got one more to go on the boys' side. Have a great night, everybody.